What the fuck is up, bro? But no, dude. So this is something crazy, man. We're totes like undercover in a super bit of corporate espionage, which is like totally not my vibe. I'll be real with you, but it's pretty good. So I wrote some notes here. Step one: open the Google Home app. No, that's the wrong notes. What I actually had was we're here with Geraldine's kind of attractive, if you're into that, sister, who's kind of a bitch to Aquans and other people and the rest of the world, presumably because she was not held enough as a child. I don't think any of them were, if I'm being honest. It makes me think that I was really lucky to be, so well looked after. But I digress. I think what you should do in terms of raising children is treat them like people. But it seems that the Boulevard family doesn't treat their kids like people. They treat them like items. Speaking of items, prior to arriving in Lynet, we ended up in the armory of the Paladins of Selenye. Selenye is a river goddess, which is pretty cool as far as goddesses go. I mean, it's not the eternal lord of the plane of water, but it's nice work if you can get it. Where we found a bunch of items that some people forgot to write down, but I didn't because I am a fucking gangster who is absolutely stoked to be here. Anyway, we're here in New Lynette to meet some clients of this girl to ingratiate ourselves with the Boulevard family. I'm personally not the biggest fan of it, but right now I'm trying to play ball, as they say on the surface. But let's see where it goes. And welcome to the capital in Whitefawn, New Lynette.
As they say on the surface, I'm trying to play with balls.
There we go. How was that? Are we caught up?
That was incredible. 10 out of 10. I messed this.
Speaking of items that we might not have written down.
That was a call out. 100% a call out.
Max, did you happen to write down the items that we might have taken?
I could tell you mine. Do you want to know mine?
I did write them down.
Oh, thank fuck.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us yours, Chris.
I have written down, call a phone and it big explode. Reconnaissance nipple piercing.
Yep.
Glove of wild magic, fist attack, chance to trigger wild magic. GB sister, Jax, she, they, lesbian girl boss. No, that was just a note from later. Zimhart Therabin, teleport fella is an asshole. That's also a note. That's my note-taking style, if you were
curious. Only one I remember GB having is the bondage necklace.
Yes, the iron bind. What? The iron bind.
Oh, that's right.
Iron bands of binding. Bleh.
Iron bands of binding.
Yes.
Okay.
Iron bands binding.
Try say that 5 times fast when you've had some fucking moonshine.
I had to say it out loud.
Iron bands of
yeah, same.
Iron bands of binding. Iron bands of binding. Iron bands of binding. 3 years of drama school, by the way.
You got it wrong in the last one.
You got it wrong in the last one?
I didn't know.
You said iron bands of banding?
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
3 years of drama school failed you.
Yeah. Well, they fucking did, but that's
anyway.
You got the iron bands of binding as a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Isaac of bindings.
You got
Is that a good game? Should I play that?
I thought it was a ring of invisibility.
Yeah, a ring of invisibility. And a faulty scroll of finding objects.
I remember that. It just shows me an image of where it is. It doesn't actually locate it.
Yeah.
Okay. The ring of invisibility. What was the proc on the ring of invisibility?
Are we playing?
It was like once a day.
Yeah, once a day.
Once a day. And is it greater invisibility or just regular invisibility?
Just regular invisibility, unfortunately.
Once a day. Invis.
These are mine.
It was a faulty scroll of find object.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Kronk had the.
Hey, that's really funny.
Do you see her penmanship?
God, you're fucking narcissist.
Practicing the signature.
That is fucking hilarious, actually, baby.
I just in character. She could do a little
But it's just her name and hearts.
Daggers in the
stabbing.
the first eye in Lilith is just a dagger somehow. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, Kronk, you got the nipple piercings of reconnaissance, the explosive pixie, which whenever somebody else rings it, it will explode, and a glove of wild magic that has a very, very minute chance to trigger the net librum.
The 1 in 10,000, yeah?
The 1 in 10,000.
Hell yeah. What's the chance on that, by the way?
1%. Anytime you attack with it, you need to roll a D100, and if it lands on...
Is it a 1 or a 100? If it lands on 69.
Sure, we can make it 69.
Oh yeah, 69. Baby, let's go.
Kyler, you got a stealth trident, a grappling hook, and a demon lock stone.
Oh, those things sound very useful. What are you doing?
Okay, my bad.
Lilith got the lipstick lockpick, prismatic spray, and 3 astral caltrops.
I don't remember what any of those do.
Don't worry.
I've forgotten. It's fine. I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, if you note them down, if you think any of them will obviously a lipstick lockpick is like a lockpick tool that looks like lipstick. Astral caltrops are like kind of explosive, like caltrops like you can throw behind you to stop people coming close. And the prismatic spray allows you to use like the prismatic spray spell. Pardon me. Oh. So I think that is all of the catching up we have to do.
I believe so.
With that, if there is nothing else, let's get into this week's episode of Advanced Dungeons and Intermediate Dragons. Hello, everybody, and welcome. So, thanks to the lovely Kyler catch-up, the weekly wave, if you want to call it that. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the weekly wave. We are currently in the midst of new Lynet. We are specifically at Geraldine's sister's import-export business. You've just been shown up to the kind of watchman's overlook area of like this large warehouse where you've been told, and you can see now on the other side of the door, there are 2 individuals in these kind of like white and gold robes. They're very... They look to be like annoyed and occasionally like, throwing glances at each other. And you can tell even through the door and the window, you can kind of feel the tension between the 2 of them. As they see Jax and yourselves approach the window, they both stand up and they kind of signal for Jax to come in. Jax raises an eyebrow and turns around and goes in. You can hear shouting and this kind of nearly like angry screaming between the 2 figures before Jax calms them down, and you hear this kind of muffled discussion through the door as Jax comes back out and says to you all, "Well, I was hoping to be able to send you all on your way today. Unfortunately, there seems to be some bad blood between the two of them. As such, they won't be able to travel with each other. They've asked that you meet them at the location that you'll be retrieving the item. That's not a problem for you, is it, sister?
No, that's fine.
Good. I'll get someone to give you the location. And then they ask that you meet them there before sundown today. So don't take too long. She goes back into the room and kind of continues calming them down. And after maybe 1 or 2 minutes, all three of them walk past the group and out into the main warehouse area once more. But Jax stops at the door and turns. I'm not letting you stay in my office if I'm not here. You can wait at the bottom of the stairs. And she motions for all of you to leave her office.
I have an important question.
No.
What? No, you might know what I'm gonna say. What are you gonna say?
No, just no.
It wasn't really a yes or no question.
No.
That sucks for you. No.
Alright. That's understandable.
ahead.
It was so Frog probably has pretty solid constitution. Yeah, I would assume include pretty good control over his bowels. Yeah, I'm trying to crop duster on the way past is what I'm trying to do. Right.
Go ahead and roll me a d20 for crop dusting.
Alright, I will. Hang on, give me a second.
Roll me a crop dust check.
Will any bonuses for crop dusting or anything?
We'll make it Constitution because it is you're trying to force a fart without shitting yourself.
Yeah, is that a
Yeah.
medicine check?
That's the not one.
Oh yeah, that's a 19 crop dust check, baby.
Okay.
Okay, but I don't want to be walking behind you. So Lilith is gonna fucking make sure she
With
walks
a
out the door.
$19, I think I got it.
You have to pick one person to crop dust.
Oh, with a 19 dog, these bowels are accurate.
You know,
This is AoE damage. This is not a single target move, Chris.
Yeah, seriously.
You
This
know
is
what,
My colon.
you know,
Yeah.
FPS games, whenever you can call down a missile and you get to control the missile, Kronk's viewpoint just changes to that of the fart, and it's
It's the fucking Predator missile from Modern Warfare 2.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Shepard doesn't care about danger close.
Well, we can say that Kronk would probably have the decency to allow everybody else to go first if Kronk is planning to crop dust. I would assume. I don't want to possibly give my friends poison damage.
I've got one in the chamber.
Oh.
Gun game has an entirely new meaning. Yeah, so we'll say that you let the rest of the party go through, and you're kind of the last one to go past. And as you pass Jax, she is holding the door open to make sure that she is the last one out and she can lock the door and stuff. As you pass her, it's not necessarily silent, but it almost perfectly disguised by the sound of the metal steps. While people are walking in the metal steps with all these clanks and where it's kind of creaking, you just as the door closes and Jax locks the door behind you, and you kind of hear, oh my god. And she hurries you down the stairs. So yeah, successful crop dust.
Oh, we're back, baby.
So with that, Jax kind of motions for you guys to just wait in and around this entrance area to the warehouse, while she makes sure that each of these two individuals get into their separate transport safely. With that,
Can I peep them? Can we see them?
yeah, they are two elven individuals. They look to be pretty similar in like looks and like body build. At a glance, you would say they were relatives. Those of you who are also elves or half elves can instantly discern them as high elves. Very long, pointed faces, angular cheeks, but rather than the kind of normal light colored hair, these two have kind of darkish hair. They're wearing almost what would look like a inversed color scheme of the other. So one is wearing like white and gold, and the other one is wearing gold and white. And they seem to be like very intensely every now and again throwing like sharp biting insults at each other. Before Jax pushes them on their way and like gets them off into their two separate modes of transport, one of which is a kind of nice private town car, and the other is this very sleek looking carriage pulled by a breed of horse or some sort of equine creature that you don't quite recognize.
Did she just call him a conniving snake?
As that happens, you're left in the entranceway to this warehouse. The commotion and hubbub of general warehousery happening behind you. Everybody is hard at work warehousing. So you can, as you're waiting here, waiting for somebody to come up to you with the location. Is there anything that you guys do?
Could I have a goggle on the Pixie and see what the like new Lynet tourism stuff is?
Yeah, of course.
Says we have a day to be tourists.
A little bit less than a day, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, some time off to kill.
Yeah, of course. As you are kind of like looking around and you're scrolling through everything, there's a couple of things that do seem to catch your eye. There's the typical like, here's the best places to eat, where to go on a date in New Lynet, like cheap hotels, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing that you kind of gather is that the city is broken up into 3 layers. There is the Goldwater, the Field, and the Cloud Song. The Goldwater is where you guys are now. It's the closest level to the like the ocean. You can feel, see, smell all of the very typical like waterside city things. The air kind of dries out your skin a little bit. It's slightly colder. There's like the smell and taste of salt in your mouth. The next level up is the Cloud Song, which is this. It was the like the level that you guys arrived in, and it's this kind of innovation level. There's lots of buildings where people would go and like improve on technology and crafting and different things like that. And the top level, which is also where the Empress of the White Fawn, like the Queen of the White Fawn Kingdom, sits, is the field, and it's this very aristocratic district. There's lots of fine dining establishments, lots of museums. It's almost like both symbolically and physically, the most culture is at the top of this city.
Yeah, but you get to the Cloud District much? No, of course you don't.
You ever go to the Cloud Song much? Why wouldn't you? It's the middle, not the top.
What am I saying?
The kind of there is like obviously there's the Queen of the White Fawn Kingdom here, but the one who is the like, you know, the way there's like, oh, the president lives in DC, but there's still like a mayor of DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mayor, like the person who's in charge of the day-to-day runnings of New Lynet, is Laren Maveth, who is a warforged, who is in charge of kind of the day-to-day runnings, making sure that the city runs smoothly, public transport, that kind of thing. The as you kind of read into it, a little bit of what you read is about the history of the town. Built on the edge of two merging waterfalls, which as you look kind of past the buildings and past everything, you are in a like at the top of this city is the White Fawn Keep, which is the large castle keep that the Queen lives in, and that is built into the side of a mountain. And from that mountain, there's kind of this carving that almost turns into like a large ravine. And the city is built within this ravine, and the water comes down at splitting at the top and then remerging towards the bottom into these huge flowing waterfalls that provide a lot of clean energy, which is why a lot of the innovation of technology was here in New Lynet, because of these huge waterfalls. There's so much flowing water. Started off with like water mills to turn pumps to become electricity and different forms of power and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And the going through touristy stuff, the only other thing you see is that there seems to be a local game that is played. It's kind of a deck building card game using tarot cards, and it is insanely popular in the city. You go to any pub, you go to any tavern, you go to any place that you can like sit down and have a drink. There's somebody playing this card game and inviting people over to play.
Arrow cards, you say?
It's a deck building game played with tarot cards.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you're like, tarot cards. Cass is like, deck building.
What's the game called?
It's called Shrob.
Schrob. What happens if I do New Lynet plus Aquan on Goggle? What's it called? I forgot what the Google clone is, but
Gobbo.
Gobbo.
Do we come up with a new one every time?
Yeah, pretty much. I think like the closest thing would probably be Firefox, because that's something
Water
that would
Weasel.
exist in- Water Weasel.
You could just say Edge. Like nobody fucking uses Edge.
Yeah.
I wish I was using Edge. I'd have all my passwords.
Why were you using Microsoft Edge? That's horrifying.
Motherfucker literally never.
It came with the laptop.
Literally never.
Valid.
Wait until you hear their password scheme.
I don't think we should talk about password schemes on stream, TBH.
No.
That could be a
Chris, on the
security
last
risk.
episode of Ural and Ace, you started talking about social security numbers, so I think we draw the line there, and how
Yeah.
to like reasonably commit fraud.
I mean,
sounds like
you
something.
can always reasonably commit it. It's just morally, you know.
I mean, the only person that's no.
As you look up Lynet and Aquin, there doesn't necessarily seem to be anything like untoward or negative. There is a large Aquan population, considering it is a immense metropolis, like a shorefront city. You know, while yes, there is also a huge underwater Aquan population, those who live closer to the shore tend to find it easier to kind of exist between the two. And there are amenities on land that aren't necessarily available underwater, and vice versa. But there's nothing you see about like unfair treatment or anything like that. There does seem to be a kind of colloquially known Aquan district, which is just where most of the Aquan residentials of Lynet would be staying if they want to stay above land, or where they would hang out, and where they would congregate if they live underwater but want to come up, and where they work and that kind of thing.
If we're waiting on someone right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
While we wait, Kyler's gonna. What's this district like called colloquially?
Are you talking about the Aquan district or where you are right now?
Yeah, the Aquan one.
Just the Aquan district. It's
The
not.
Aquan district.
Yeah, it's not really. Some people would call it in their own tongues. But like in common, it's just the Aquan district.
Yeah. I guess while we're waiting, Kyle's gonna turn and be like, "Do you guys want to get a bite to eat over here or something?" While we wait to ship out. I mean, I can, teach you guys a little thing or two. We can get some food, some seafood. It'll be great.
Some seafood would be good. I do have something I need to take care of. I need to go and check on the there would be a Utisodiarchy embassy here, and
Yeah, there would be.
Yeah, I need
It would be quite a while away from where you are right now, but like there is one here.
But I would have time to like go there before we have to be shipping out for the end of the day, would I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I need to go and check in at the embassy. But
Embassy?
Yeah, the Utisodiarchy embassy. Obviously that's
Okay.
where I came to Whitefawn from, and it's just handy for me to check in, get secure messages to Dren, etc., and just check and see how things are on the home front. Uneasy peacetime, and because I am technically conscripted, I just have to make sure war's not broken out again.
Okay, sure. I mean, that seems like it'd be big enough news. But yeah, go ahead. I don't know. What's the word? Common. Joe, what a drag. I don't know what we have to do with these people, but I mean, we don't really have a mission objective right now, do we? It's just go and find things out. So I guess we just gotta prepare for the long haul.
You're on a object retrieval mission.
Were we given a specific object to find?
Are you talking about the mission Jax has given you, or the mission?
No, the mission from True Arms Academy was just quite non-specific. No, the object retrieval missions. Yeah.
The mission from True Arms Academy was, we believe there's a shipment that is coming in that is going to be sent out to some very dangerous people. Find out which shipment it is and try and delay it or stop it. And then
Plus,
any other information you can get is also good, but like that is this could be dangerous.
Plus, if anyone's going to know about boats, I mean, it's the people who live underwater, right?
Yeah. It's a good.
Wouldn't they know
assumption.
the least about boats because they don't have to use them?
Frank with a rare moment of incredible logic.
It's
Why?
interesting. No, I mean, it's a fair point, to be fair.
Why do we
Yes
need
and
boats?
no.
We can breathe underwater.
I mean, we don't ride them very often, but we like,
You
You know,
probably get
boats
crushed by them every so often.
oh no, it's quite the opposite to Mina. We crush boats, so don't worry about it.
Is there anything anybody else like while this little conversation is going on? Is there anything anybody else is doing? I know, Drazian.
Yeah. What I am also going to do is I'm going to look up is there any adventuring guilds in the area.
Okay.
He's gonna leave us?
No.
He's like, thank fuck, I'm out. God, I'm out of town finally. Jesus, like, get out of here.
Yeah, there is. It's kind of like, you know, the way, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this.
I'm trying
There
to
are
think of places that are good to find out information about a general area, and an adventuring guild was the first thing that popped into my head.
Yeah, there are smaller ones kind of scattered around the city, and then there is like the big one, which is in the Cloud Song. The like the big kind of main adventuring guild in Whitefawn is in the Cloud Song. Unfortunately, the way that the main like big adventuring guild kind of works is it's almost like a country club.
Invitation only.
Yeah, lame.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it is the kind of like centralized building. It's like trying to walk into an FBI building. Do you know what I mean?
Is there one in the Goldwater? Because they would probably have the most information about this district if they're literally located in that district.
Yeah, there's a few in the Goldwater that are kind of because of the size of New Lynet. Like it's got a population of about like 710,000. So it's a big city. For like a fantasy world. Yeah, so there's about 710,000 people here. It's there's a few adventuring guilds in the Goldwater that you could go and visit.
Okay, can I
Closest one's maybe about 15-20 minutes away.
can I deduce which is probably going to be the best one that's like known for kind of not dingy information, but is known for like not always having to be super ethical?
Unfortunately, through the use of your pixie and just research that is available to you, you can't really discern. It seems to be more of a whenever you're trying to find like the menu for a place, but it's only giving you its address on Google,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Where's the website?" It doesn't have a website. Oh shit! Okay,
Right.
it's
okay.
that.
I'm going to make a suggestion, and anyone who wants to come with Dre can as well. And what if we check out the closest adventuring guild around here?
Kyler's face is going to light up on that because this is the tism kicking him in the
Yeah.
Adventurers Guild. Can
Kyler-
I history check the Adventurers Guild?
You can, but this is not your locale, so
It's
you will
not,
be.
but
I was gonna say,
But
would
if there's any-
would
if there's any-
Geraldine know
if there's any
anything?
famous adventurers
there?
from there, being a pure hero freak, Kyler might know. Maybe if they're like notable enough.
Yeah,
That's my
it's like me with footballers. Is Kyler with famous adventurers like so?
Is there an
There,
Assassin's Guild here?
oh, there are plenty.
I was gonna say, like, is this anything
Would
that like
I-
JB would know, like from being from here?
So GB, you wouldn't really know about the Adventurers Guilds. It wasn't like that wasn't really something that your family got
Yeah.
into.
Hmm.
You would know where they
Yeah.
are, and you would know the bad parts of town, but that's also from like a
Okay.
wealthy perspective. So
Got
it's
it.
kinda like, no.
Okay.
as for Lilith, knowing the locations of the gentle hand operates in many a facet. You can find them in a pub. You can find them walking the street. You can find them in a brothel. You could find them at the highest levels of political society. There are, like, politicians who work for the Gentle Hand. There's a whole bunch. You could find them pretty much anywhere that there is a secret to be held, is essentially what they kind of model themselves after. If you're looking for like something specific, I would say that because you were with the Gentle Hand for a while there, like whenever real life Alaska wasn't like free, you were doing a lot of shit with the Gentle Hand. I would say you probably know like a few pub names and tavern names that you could go and visit where there are like a significant presence of the Gentle Hand, or literally any brothel. They pretty much every brothel in Whitefawn is owned by the Gentle Hand because it's like a sex worker assassin union. It's like we make sure that these people get treated right, like properly. So,
Okay.
So, I do have a question, just real quick here. Croc's wrestled a lot of places. Croc ever wrestled here?
you wouldn't have. This is like the getting to wrestle in New Lynet is kind of like the WWE of, because here there's no like there's no place like Swan's Gauntlet, which is like, oh, it's well known and there's a fighting pit. If you're fighting here, you're fighting in the Coliseum and you are like a renowned fighter.
I did the check. I got a 13 with guidance.
There are some people who have come, like some pretty big adventurers who have come from New Lynet just by way of it being a big city. Lots of opportunity and stuff. Most of the kind of knowledge about those guys though wouldn't really delve into. They come from this district of this adventuring guild, and that is known for being a really shady location. It's more just like, here's where they got their beginnings. They started in New Lynet in this district, and they rose from the ranks and did that kind of thing. It's
Gotcha.
I know about Ronaldo, but I don't know what pub he had his first drink in. That kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Drazen's going to make a suggestion here. Look, when the whole peacetime thing happened, my company kind of told that we can go and do merc jobs. I know a fair few of them came to Whitefawn. It wouldn't hurt for me to go to the embassy, see if any of them turned up in one of the adventuring guilds here. And maybe that could be an in. Does that sound like
Adventuring guilds don't really work as inns so much as they work as trade unions.
Figure of speech, I mean a way for us to have have a little bit of rapport so we can find out information easier.
I follow. Yeah, it makes sense to me.
All right.
I think Adventurers Guild sounds good, and the Aqua District sounds good. I mean, boats, seas, and also, I mean, they kind of love me, so.
Yeah. Aqua District is probably where you guys could like set yourselves up while you're staying here if you wanted to. Adventuring Guild, Embassy, and stuff. Those are all like locations that you can travel to.
Sweet.
Frank, as of right now, is just still playing out the role as GB's bodyguard as well as he can. Just big stone boy standing next to GB, going wherever she goes.
They call him the crop duster.
They call him old crop
All who
duster.
fear him.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's Stone Dusty. Dusty Stones?
Dusty
Hang
Stone.
on, there's
What?
Take me home, Dusty
Uh,
Stones.
Dank ass Looney Tunes back in action reference.
Nah.
Stone Cold Dustin.
Incredible.
Uh,
Trunk Duster.
yes, Stone Cold Steve Dustin.
Bob Duster.
Trunk Duster.
So as like, you know, your conversations are going on, you're all thinking, things are going on.
Kill me.
There is a older, portly gentleman that kind of comes up to you. He seems to be a water genasi. By the looks of him, his hair is kind of slicked back, but it doesn't look greasy. It just looks wet. You know, you can like tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like his like hair is like slicked back and wet. And his beard is constantly kind of dripping from like the moisture that is always on his skin. He's rather tall. He's he's maybe just over 6 feet. And he kind of like walks his way up to all of you, and he goes, "I hear you guys are looking for information on something that Miss Boulevard has sent you all on. She told me," and he kind of rifles through this like little, was it like a clipboard he has, "to give you," and he pulls out a page, "this information. It
Rock
seems
step forward and go, "Oh, excuse me, sir." Takes it and gives it to Geraldine.
whoa,
Looks at like front
What?
and back and doesn't really know what's going on and gives it to Geraldine. Gotta check it for explosive runes, you understand?
Geraldine, as you get it, it's like a fucking map quest. Like direct. It's like
Croc whispers, "I don't know what this is."
it's like a kind of like a picture of like the area that you're going, but like in the style of like cartography. So
Okay.
you know, you can like see the roads drawn and like a marker showing where you're going. But then underneath that is just you leave New Lynet by the west gate. Heading north for 2.3 miles, you then take a left. It's like stuff like that.
Got it.
This salt doesn't even have macaronis on it.
He kind of tucks the clipboard back under his arm and he goes, "I've got to say though, Miss Boulevard never really hires outside work for that kind of thing. Do you mind me asking where you lot are from?"
Miss Boulevard is not taking any questions right now. Thank you so much. Unless you want to take questions.
Where is Miss Boulevard? Isn't here.
What?
Jax is my sister.
Many apologies, ma'am. I didn't mean to offend you. I just didn't. Well, I didn't know you existed.
That's probably for the best. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Well, in that case, if there's anything I can do, you are, of course, a member of Miss Boulevard's family. She owns this company. She pays my paycheck, and as such, anything that I can do for you, I would like to do to help you out.
GB is just gonna like hold this paper. It's like, do you have any other information that could help us about getting here? I haven't been in town in a while. It's just make sure.
Unfortunately, that's all she's given me. I don't even know where that actually is.
Great.
If it comes to it and you need transport, there are a number of different services around the town, around the city, that can take you to a place for a fee. It depends on what you need, really. My main job here is logistics, handling, making sure everything's going out, coming in, tracking what's going out and coming in, making sure it's at the right place at the right time. So in terms of her other businesses that she runs from her office up there, I don't have much, unfortunately.
That's all good.
If you do need anything else, though, always feel free to come back. And he points back up towards Jax's office, and he points to like the far side of it, and he goes, "My office is the one that's conjoined to hers. There is a wall separating us, but if you need me, I will be up there, and if I'm not there, then I'll be down here on the shop floor. I usually work between," and he kind of looks down at his watch. "I'll probably finish just before sundown, and I'll usually start just before sunup."
And your name was?
Ram. Ram.
And just kind of a random question. I know we just met and you didn't know I existed. You wouldn't have happened to have seen my parents or my brother lately, have you?
Your brother was here 2 weeks ago. I
Okay.
believe he was in dropping off a payment to your sister. Something about some owed money.
That Yep, that sounds right.
I've had the lovely pleasure of meeting your mother, but your father's never visited while I've been around.
That also sounds right.
Kyler's intrusive thought is through the ear club, which is a brother. I bet he's a fucking scream.
Yeah, everybody hears that because Kyler's probably the first one to like have an uncontrolled thought right now.
Yeah. I bet he's a scream, laugh, fucking riot.
Kyler's all of a sudden Scottish, all right?
Why have you thought in Scottish?
Kyler's intrusive thoughts are Scottish.
Are a young, angry Scottish non-binary person.
No idea where that came from.
Whoa!
This isn't how I sound. This is an accent. Here, I'll speak Aquan. You're right, lads.
Aquan,
Aquan is Gallic.
Oh my god.
So
Okay. Okay.
By the way he's talking to you, he doesn't seem to like know of any like family tensions or stuff, and he does seem genuinely quite like friendly. He's like, if you need anything, let me know.
Super.
Well, if that's all, I do have to ask you not to. And he kind of points over towards what you hadn't seen on the floor. Is this like large red line that looks like it's like painted onto the floor? I do have to ask you not to go past that, because if you do, security measures will be enforced. That's not me. It's not a threat. The building itself has security measures that can be identified about who is allowed past that point or not. So please do be careful.
We'll do. Thank you for the heads up.
Oh, of course. If there's, once again, anything else I can do, let me know. If not, I've got to go back and make sure that the shipment of fresh tridents are being sent out to the Udacet Diarchy fishers. Apparently,
Kyler's ear like twitches like.
Oh, you ship out to the Darky?
we ship out to everywhere. The Diarchy, to the Theocracy. We ship out to the northern Harshlands. We ship out to North and Nowhere as well. Of course, that is a very strange place to ship out to because it's mostly mountains. So there's like one little tiny port that we ship to.
Yay! I love mountains.
I'm Azure City born and raised. So I didn't know that we received shipments from here.
Well, where you were born and raised, it probably wasn't much of a thing. That's a landlocked city. If you go towards the coast of Udacet Diarchy, we would ship a lot of fishing equipment and rare exports from here. Anything from true arms goes through here, and then to up to the Diarchy just to make sure it's all safe, it's all checked properly.
How's business been since the Accords?
Business for us was never affected. If anything, it doubled. Turns out when there's a war, people need more resources. We got more orders being fulfilled because people didn't trust land services to arrive safely. But if things travel by water, they're not going to get attacked by a bandit. So way things are, innit? Anyway, lovely to meet you. I've got to get back to work. Oh,
Kyler will just say goodbye in Auckland, so it's like on Bilbares met like deep wonder with you, just something in Dutch, basically. That's how it sounds.
And he,
like watery Dutch. And
he turns around and he kind of goes,
Really wet Dutch.
yeah.
"Hey yo, Wet Dutch in a house."
Holland.
That's my SoundCloud rapper name, Wet Dutch.
What Dutch?
Kind of goes hard.
He turns around and he like
wet Dutch.
he turns around and he says it to you, just like unfazed, because you're quite obviously an Aquan, and he goes,
Yeah.
He speaks
It's
in
not main game.
I don't know
It's not
any.
main game or anything.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know any Dutch, so I'm not even going to pretend. But he turns around and he says it. Huggerburger by Farleber.
That's Swedish.
That's more Teo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes.
Oh
he
my
goes
god,
past-
is that Teo Tao?
as he goes past the red line, you do notice a little card on his, like, that is like hanging off of his belt. It seems like attached to a lanyard. As he walks past the red line, you watch a little flash on the card, and then it disappears as he passes the red line. Seems to be some sort of security measure. So you now have the location.
Did Frank see that too?
Everybody would have seen it. It's quite like a bright flash. It's like a bright green kind of oomph.
Does it only register like things that are like definitely alive, or is it just like any presence that?
Not where I was gonna go
See,
with that.
is it magic or is it like technology?
It looks magical.
Okay. It's
a
not like a
magic fob.
security line something where it's like you chipped a laser that's like obviously secure. Like a
No. It looks
Okay.
like it almost looks like
What if something flew over it?
Frank was gonna think into the abyss of the earpieces.
into the
no,
void.
into the void that is Kronk's mind.
Yeah. What if I teleported over it? Would I need one of those flashy cards?
Lilith is gonna think.
You can
Back.
certainly try.
I mean, we could just fly Malort in.
Malort
We
doesn't
could
have a
just
flashy card.
not go near the line.
But what if I want to
should-
put a toe on it?
Surely there's something better we can be doing anywhere else but here.
Damn, I
If we're
wish we
gonna-
had a rogue.
Green.
If we're gonna be deep stealth undercover, there's no point blowing our cover for this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna blow anybody yet.
What time of day is it?
Fairly early-ish. 12
It's high noon.
noon. It's like 11, 12, like in the
14.
early morning, afternoon.
Okay.
It is like the start of the fall season, so the days are still quite long. So sundown is maybe about 8 or 9 p.m. So you've got like 8 or 9 hours
Substantial
to go
amount of time, yeah.
Yeah, you've got a substantial amount of time to do whatever you need to do. And according to your little sheet that you have, it's only about an hour and a half travel to wherever you're going. So realistically, you've got until about roughly 6 p.m. before you have to like get heading.
Looking at the map and directions GB was given, does she recognize where this is? Or is this like out of her scope of where she could have been?
It does. It seems to be about an hour outside of New Lynet, which is
Right.
probably further than you would have been allowed to travel originally. You kind of have a general idea, but it's not like, oh, I've been there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It is over the Western Ridge, which is like because there's two three technically exits out of New Lynet: the Western Ridge, the Eastern Ridge, and the water. So
The water. Okay.
yeah. you have like a rough idea, and you're probably the best equipped to find this.
Mm.
But it's not like it's not. Oh, I went on a picnic near here once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would she know like what mode of transportation to take to get there?
Most convenient or
Uh-huh.
cheapest or what? Because there's multiple.
I'm going to say that the price of the mode of transportation doesn't really matter.
If you're looking
But
for
whatever her like convenient for her.
yeah, if you're looking for the one that is like guaranteed to like get you there without getting lost
Yeah.
or anything, um, it's probably like a private car rental service. So you have like a driver who would like look at the location and drive you there. They're a professional driver, so they're not going to get lost. The most fun is you could hire out a personal blimp, a mode of like small group air travel that carries between 10 and 15 people generally. Will take you from a blimp like landing pad within the city of New Lynet and take you to somewhere within 3 hours travel. Because that is how far they can go before they have to come back and recharge.
Right.
Uh, cheapest though would just be like public transportation.
But like a little airship moment.
The
kind of
airship moment
thing.
is definitely doable. It's a bit more expensive because it's like fancy. But it like they'll get you there.
That sounds fun.
It'll just probably be a case of, oh, if there's nowhere to land nearby, we'll give you a parachute and you have to
Yes,
like
amazing.
you have to like jump out.
Kronk making the most of that feather fall.
GB is going to go with the airship.
Yeah, the airship sounds.
This is how we're
really
gonna get there.
Okay.
So knowing that, does that change the time we have to head out?
Yeah, it does because you can just avoid all obstacles and just head straight towards where you're going. The airship will probably get you there in about 30 minutes.
perfect.
Okay, great.
So we have loads of time. Cool.
So I guess if was it Rom, the guy that we
Ron.
were talking to, went off to
Yeah.
his office. Okay.
Well, he's still
Um,
like only about 50 or 60 feet away from you. You could
No, but like
shut...
he went off. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
not in the
he walked away.
conversation. Okay. GB's gonna like be looking at the little map bit, and I was like, well, there's probably only like 30 minutes by airship, so we have a decent amount of time.
Okay.
I mean, we could always. No, I can't. I can't. Connor.
Oh, you have to say it now.
Nobody knows what you're going to say, so technically
We could
you
always
can.
go down and check out the hood.
An absolute white moment by Cass.
Yeah.
Um,
The bluest white boy.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it depends if you guys have had food or anything yet. I think you've all had breakfast, but it's getting to like
Yeah.
lunchtime.
Mhm.
If you want to go hang out in the Aquan district or look around for stuff,
What would GB know about the Aquan district?
probably not
Other
a
than
lot.
there are Aquans there. Like a
Probably
higher
not-
concentration of them.
Yeah, probably not a huge amount. It's
Okay.
known for quite obviously it's like seaside attractions.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's the Jersey boardwalk of New
okay.
Lynet. Yeah.
All right.
Ew.
Oh.
I don't know what the Jersey Boardwalk is, but I know that Jersey sucks. So
But everything's legal there.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
we
think
can.
that's
Everything?
Hamilton reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we? I don't really know too much about the Aquan district, but a lot of like
I can show
fun
you guys some of
attractions
my
and
cultural food.
I mean-
Aquan cultural food is just the idea of Aquan cultural food is just throwing me for a loop because it's just going to be like there's going to be like a logic conflict of it's just like all fish and you're just like, is this not like
Fish are friends, not food.
yeah.
Well, there's
Lord has
kelp, there's
entered the
seaweed, there's
chat
the water plants and stuff. There is other kind of stuff. But yeah, Kyle's gonna be like, great stuff. I mean, I don't think, I'm not great at, being a spy, but I think if we stayed in any place that your sister paid for, we would almost definitely be watched or bugged. That's what they say in the movies, a bug. It's not a real bug, it's like a microphone.
Did Kyle get dumber? I swear he wasn't this dumb a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
no, because Kyler was wearing the headband of intellect.
Kyle's still wearing it.
Their
This is just
their
how Kyler is.
personality is still the same.
The personality hasn't changed. And also, this is completely outside your frame of reference.
Yeah.
Like,
DM
Would-
question.
Go on.
Given like the natures of embassies, I would be the only person that would actually be allowed in there, wouldn't I?
The only person that would be allowed past like the lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the
Um,
nature of embassies.
I mean, like, embassies are, like, they're public access. You
They're
just have
public,
to, like,
They are.
public access to a certain point.
yeah, like, you have to,
Yeah.
like, have meetings to get past, like, security and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, no, you'd be the only one allowed past like a certain point. You're the only one that'd be kind of like, oh, hey, I need to talk to someone. Like, here's like I'm a member of the I'm
I'm a
resident
citizen,
of
yeah.
the I'm a citizen,
I'm a member of the fucking military.
and they'll like bring you through somewhere.
Yeah.
The rest of these guys, it's like, yo, I need to talk to someone. I'm from here. It's like, okay, wait there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have like free access just to roam
Yeah.
wherever you want, but okay.
What were you gonna say, Kat? You were gonna.
Oh, I was like, if that's it, I guess we could just go take the subway or the public transit, whatever New Lynet calls it, to the Aquan district.
Skycart.
Skycart.
Yeah, so if you guys want to take the Skycart to the Auckland district, or it's like a 20-minute walk. It's like a 3-minute Skycart journey, but like a 20-minute walk.
How long is it to
I like
the
the Sky
embassy
Cart.
on the Skycart?
To the embassy on the Skycart, it's probably about 15 minutes. It's probably about just over an hour's walk there.
Okay, yeah. What I will do is I'll probably hop on the Skycart to the embassy, get that over and done with, and then meet back with the rest of the group.
Okay, not a problem. We'll go wherever most of the group goes first.
Sweet.
So, is everybody else then going to head to the Auckland district?
GB will, and I think Kyler will too.
Not a problem.
I mean, I'm bodyguarding GB, so
Yeah.
So Kronk too.
Okay, then with the majority of the group going towards the Auckland district, Drazian, you kind of go and you find. Geraldine probably shows you the closest Skycart station, and then kind of gives you like a pointers. This is how this travel system works, because it looks like. Imagine if like London Underground, but like it had to also take in like multiple levels of like height and like different districts and stuff, if that makes sense. So it's not just
So
you're
the
going from
London
here to here.
Underground.
Yeah, kind of. Like there's
That gives me nightmares.
overlapping stops where like it's like, okay, well you're actually on, this is the Goldwater, but it's technically underneath the Cloud Song, and there's two different sky carts that lead there.
Right, yeah.
So it's a bit weird. Okay. As Drazian hops in the sky cart and scoots off towards the Uset Darkies embassy. The rest of the group, will you be traveling by skycart, or will you be walking on foot through the Goldwater, kind of taking in the sea air and some of the sights towards the Auckland district?
Max is
Okay,
like,
so
I
since-
built this fucking city. And
Yeah.
you don't walk
Yeah.
through it. I swear to God.
No, if you guys want the sky cart, like go for the sky. It does not bother me at all.
No, but the
Kronk walks
actual
through
I do
but
have
blindfolded, so he can't see anything.
I do
I was
have
gonna
a,
say.
like an
Oh, go on, Cass. Sorry.
no. It's just you want to go, you go.
Talk.
Okay. I have an end character. I've asked once. I did a character which is that we have to wait on Drazian, so maybe we should just take the longer route anyway.
Mm.
Which
Yeah,
would be
fair enough.
kind of a rationale. So we'll like Kyler will be like, yeah, let's take a stroll, man. I wanna tread the pavements of New Lynet.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's go this way then. And
Yes, it
GB
does
will-
make sense that if we are not at the academy, as many people should see us as possible not at the academy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Big brain play by Kronk over here.
Yeah, that's 2 in one night. I don't think it's that Kyler got dumber. I think it's that Chris got smarter.
Chris.
Something
What
suspicious
happens
going on
when you
here.
live with me?
No.
I make you smarter.
Hit you with that evil little cat. That cat looks.
Do you expect me to
has
talk?
evil intentions.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Chewie hardly ever looks evil, but dang.
He
is he-
always looks evil.
Okay, well, why is he cuddling?
Oh,
into
look
your
at him.
elbow
He's
then?
cuddling into your elbow now. He's such a sweetie pie.
See, we're all going, oh, he's so cute. He's in a little cave writing like how to kill Chris and get the apartment to himself.
Oh, absolutely.
So what
Apparently
are
he
we
was
doing
just
tonight,
sleeping on
Brain?
this morning.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Was he sleeping on me this morning? Like he just laying on my chest?
Yes, he was falling asleep on you. I tried to take a picture and you shoved him off of you.
That cannot be true.
Chris
Call the
hates cats.
RSPCA.
Yep.
RSPCA?
Chris hates cats.
RSPCACT.
RSPCA is the Animal
Fact.
Protection Agency people here.
Oh, nobody cares about animals here.
Or
Sarah
people,
McLaughlin is literally screaming from the ether. No one cares about the animals. Think about all the ones in the arms of the angels, Chris.
Yeah, because they're dead, because nobody cared about them. That's why they're in the arms of the...
I don't want to hear that.
Feeder of cats
Damn.
on Twitter would beg to fucking differ, my friends.
Well, while you all argue about the semantics of the morality and ethics of animal care in America, yeah, if the group is going to walk, then you guys start to walk through the Goldwater. It's not too much different than Agalane, because Agalane is also a waterside city. A lot of the smaller streets are kind of cobbled, and they have a very like older feel to them. There are the main roads that like you can drive on and stuff. Compared to Agalane, which is almost entirely a walkable city. As you kind of travel through, you notice the shifting of from where you are. You notice the shifting of commercial businesses, warehouses, factories, like waterside factories that would use like a lot of water from the ocean to like cool down. There's kind of like a lot of metallurgy factories and stuff here. Outside of that, there is not a huge amount of like goodbye. Outside of that, there's not a huge. There we go. There's not a huge amount of like residential buildings at this section of the Goldwater, but as you travel further, you begin to see it slowly morph into multi-level houses, little like apartment complexes that maybe hold 6 or 7 apartments. The buildings, as you get to the residential side, go no more than maybe like 3 or 4 floors high. There doesn't seem to be any kind of corporatization of this section of the city.
Mhm.
As you travel further, at first it is a pretty well mixed area in terms of there are some humans, there are some dwarves, there are a number of Aquans, there are some Terrans, there are all kind of different things.
Catholics, Protestants.
Catholics, Protestants,
Good mixed area, lad.
the whole spectrum. Them and those uns.
An Avidar Charm, he was a Protestant man, but he was lovely, so...
But as you travel a bit further and you almost kind of see it change where the houses themselves start to become less communal and start to become more individual. Not necessarily like a gated community or anything, but just like it seems to just be like one family houses instead of like apartment buildings. And it's at that point that you kind of start to notice, oh, there's like mainly just Aquans now here. And as you kind of are looking around, there's a number of there's even some Aquans cast that not cast, sorry, there's some Aquans, Kyler, that surprisingly you obviously know of them, but you've never met like one. There are some aquatic lizard folk. There's a few sea elves. There's tritons, water genasi. There's grungs, which are grungs. For those who don't know, are frog people, and they usually stand only about that tall. There are some what look to be kind of like human but like grey skin and these kind of elongated ears. There's only one or two of them that you see in the space of like 5 minutes, and they've both got like hoods up. And as you're kind of like walking through, there's the one cast that you probably wouldn't have seen is Lokatha, which are these partially amphibious creatures that have to live between water and land because they can't survive solely in both. They have mainly humanoid bodies, but their torsos are kind of really thick, and their legs and arms are very skinny compared to their torsos. And then rather than having a neck, their entire torso just kind of like shifts forward into a large fish cat-like face, like a catfish-esque face with these long whiskers that droop down. You do notice one or two of them walking pet otters. Seem to have like these kind of like large overgrown otters on like leashes, walking them through the slightly wet parts of the streets. So at this point, you kind of go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kylo seemed quite at ease. Kylo saying hello to people and smiling, and kind of a mix of common and Aquan, just like yourself.
Yeah,
trying to set at ease because Kylo is conscious of the fact he's drapesing 3 landwalkers kind of behind him until right now.
Yeah.
Who like, are you, it's kind of the, well, you guys are the weird ones here now. Like, I'm completely normal now.
It is kind of like walking through like a neighborhood that has predominantly one ethnicity or like population. Like if you're here in where I live, if you go through certain parts of the Lisbon Road, you'll only hear Chinese because there's so many Chinese families that congregate around that area. And you'll hear that just as you pass by and stuff. And that's kind of what it is. You hear like mainly Aquan being spoken here. There's spatterings of common. but it's mainly Aquan that is being spoken between the different races. And you kind of transition into this Aquan district and head a bit further down, now pacing towards the shore. It does turn into like this kind of large boardwalk-esque area. There's a number of restaurants, places to stay, B&Bs. There's one or two like proper hotels. There are a few taverns, a few inns. And there are actually a number of like, there does seem to be like a large like amusement park that is built out on this kind of like wooden platform above the water. Not unlike, like, I think it's LA that has something like that.
It's the Huntington Beach Pier.
The Huntington Beach
Yeah.
Pier, yeah. It's
Like in
kinda
Grand
like
Theft
that.
Auto 5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking Eli will know this. It's M&D's up at Bangor.
He's nuts!
It's M&D's in Bangor.
You have an
Um,
M&D's in Bangor as well? Is it M&D's
Yeah.
in Scotland as well?
yeah, M&D's in Bangor in Scotland. Yeah.
Fucking M&Ds.
Kyle's gonna turn to Lilith, GB, and Kronk. Be like, "What do you guys think? I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to get food? Do you want to look for a place to stay? I mean, would you like it here? I mean, this. I think it's pretty cool. Never been to an Aquan settlement above water before.
I mean, I haven't really been around here, so whatever looks fun for you, well, we can go do that.
Well, I don't know how long we're gonna stay here, so I think we should. Well, I mean, we're not gonna be here tonight, but I think we should stick around where we can kind of be reasonably assured that we're not gonna see people who are really loyal to your family.
Yeah, that's probably a great idea. I mean, even growing up, there weren't as many Aquan people around, so probably not a large following family-wise.
No, I mean, I can't see I can't see it being too big a.
You guys are fucking idiots. We're RPing here. And I look over at chat.
We're not doing anything. We're not speaking. This is all non-verbal. You can continue to RP.
I'm closing the stream.
Left out.
What do you want to do, Lilith?
Well,
Yeah, what do you want to do?
What?
What do you want to do, Lilith?
would you like to get food or find a place to stay or explore the amusements, that kind of thing?
God, I don't know. I guess I just
Lilith had a few on the way here.
explore. I don't know. It's just too many options for me.
There is a
I'm
Not
sorry,
necessarily-
I'm too autistic right now.
there's not necessarily like a waterfront brothel, but there's like a kind of like a few streets back from like the waterfront. There does seem to be like a building that's like slightly larger than most of the other buildings here. And it seems to be a little bit like adults only. You would have seen it on the way past. It was called Slip and Slide.
Of course
So-
it was.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, I guess it would be good to go to one and see if there's like any, I don't know, intel or anything. I don't know.
It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I was asking. I asked like in character, like if
Yeah.
there's something you wanted to.
I don't know. Chris, what should I do?
You can say that you don't care. Like that's okay.
Okay,
That's very in character for you.
sure.
I do not give a shit.
I don't know. I don't really.
Lilith looking Kyler dead in the eyes and saying, "I literally do not care," is probably the most Lilith thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyler walking
Food,
through the streets.
food and alcohol as soon as possible.
Does Kronk
Is
have
there-
any opinions?
My main priority. Where's my Kronk voice? It's been too long. Hello, I'm Kronk. All right, my main priority right now is to make sure that I'm Geraldine's bodyguard. My next priority, I mean, if we're just wandering around, I could eat something. I mean, I don't mind eating something. I mean, you know
Okay.
me, kinda. I like eating things.
I mean, yeah, I remember the eggs.
Fish, eggs, pussy.
Oh, the egg. Okay. We can find some food. Do we have the equivalent of Yelp in
Yelp.
Hiltenian? Do we have Yelp?
Kyla's gonna go, no, we're gonna ask around then. We're not gonna use these apps that are completely, I mean, we're just gonna ask around. I mean, people are gonna give us straight up recommendations. This is a community, Geraldine.
It's called the OGL.
Unities.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, come on. We're gonna find some. Let me tell you, if some place is run by a grung who doesn't speak common, that is the best food you are ever gonna eat. Let me tell you. Is there anyone passing by, like on this kind of main beach?
Oh yeah, there's
board?
loads of people.
No, we respect
Uh,
everyone's pronouns, regardless as if they're passing.
Yeah. True and real. True and real. Is anyone meandering past? Then I guess.
Yeah.
Is anyone
Meandering who?
anybody not passing? I want to make fun of them.
Right.
Yeah, there's like quite a few people who are like meandering past.
The first person
Who's
that
Adam's
Kyler can.
apples just.
Jesus.
The first person just that makes eye contact with Kyle's going to attempt to just gently stop. Be like, "Yo, what's up?"
Yeah, there is, as you're saying about if there's a place that's run by a grung that like doesn't speak common, that's the best food you're ever gonna have. There's kind of like one person who kind of like looks over after hearing this and sees that you're like an Aquan and kind of goes, "Okay." Do you know what I mean?
You're allowed to say it. That's our stereotype.
Doing the check. It's the same as whenever you're in a Gale Tact and they're like, if you find someone who doesn't speak any English, then you know they're gonna have like the most banter. So yeah, if you like, as this person kind of like turns to you, you see them out of the corner of their eye turning to you, and it seems to be a merfolk female, who kind of like turns and looks at you as you say this, and then kind of like goes, and she smiles at you and like goes to keep walking.
I'll let her go because I may have slightly and just try and get somebody else. Maybe if there's like any just anyone that is kind of willing to make eye contact, Kyle's gonna like try and stop.
As you are like as that person kind of passes, there's a Lokatha who is walking past, walking his otter.
And Aqua and Kyle's just gonna call it and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
He kind of turns and he looks at it and he goes, "Oh, hello there. What can I do for you?"
Oh, sorry to bother you. What's this little one's name? The altar.
Well, this is
Gesturing to the altar.
this is Alton.
Alton. That's a great name. Can I pet Alton?
Of course you can. Alton loves
I've
being
ne-
pet.
I've never
As,
met an
as
otter.
long as long as you've not got anything sticky on your hands. If he hates his fur being sticky.
No, water off a dolphin's back. Anyway, and Kyler kneels down. So I've never seen an otter before because I come from like really, really deep. Listen, we're kind of new in town. We're wondering if there's a good place to get some noms.
Well, he kind of like looks up and he goes,
Yeah,
well,
I mean, yeah.
are you looking for food that would be for yourself, or food that would be more for your companions?
Both. I'm hungry too.
Well, there's a place not too far away that serves a little bit of mix of seafood and land food. It's called Angel's Shack. It's
Angel
a nice
Shack?
it's a nice little place. It doesn't take too much out of your pocket. And it it does what it needs to do.
Okay, Kyle's gonna note that down in the Pixie for directions to go. I really appreciate it. Angel's Shack. Okay,
Yep. It's
no
about
worries.
200 feet down that way. When you get if you get to the pier with all the amusements, you've gone too far. Turn around. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's a picture of a fish with wings on the front.
Happy days. Have a blessed day, dude. Thank you so much.
And to you, would any of your friends like to pet Alton? You've got him in
Yes.
the mood there for attention.
Kyler will translate. Does anyone want to pet the otter?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yes, the
Oh,
lady
hang
here.
on, just a second. Hang on. Does he have credentials?
Pass down the otter.
He pats down the otter. gives him,
Geraldine
like,
is
very nice
already
pet.
sitting on the ground next to the otter and
Geraldine,
just like making cute faces.
Geraldine is like scrambling over Kronk to try and pet the otter, and Kronk's like, "This is for your safety."
I need to pat him down. Madam!
Yeah,
I already touched it, dude. It's fine.
the otter has no weapons on him, Kronk.
Alright, he's clear. Alright. He's clear and
Kronk
very
has one
soft.
of those metal detecting wands, and he's going over the otter with it.
It goes off. Oh, sorry, there. He's got a metal hip.
Sorry that he's carrying a large gun.
He reaches into like the fur and he just pulls out a cap.
Shaped like a
Lilith
shell.
is suddenly interested in petting the
She's
otter.
like a little scallop. This would be
Yeah.
adorable.
It doesn't really seem interested in petting the otter.
Oh, if it had a gun, yeah,
Oh,
but
oh.
it doesn't, so I don't care.
I've lost all respect for this creature.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It
Is that
doesn't
fucking
have a gun?
strapped?
No, it doesn't.
Alton doesn't have a
No.
gun? Never mind.
No.
Alton doesn't keep that thing on him. God damn.
Yeah. So
He doesn't have
Alton.
that dog in him.
Alton.
The lore is in cat form, just like glaring at the otter, and so is Lilith. We don't like it.
Pretty sure GB can turn into an otter. Would Malort
Yeah.
not like GB in otter form?
As
Does
you,
that mean like there's some level of attraction between you and this otter?
I mean, probably
No,
not
I keep
from
the same
Geraldine to
conscience.
the otter, but the otter might be attracted to Geraldine.
In like if Geraldine's in otter form, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the consciousness of the druid doesn't change. Like it's still the same. It doesn't
GB.
take on.
Hey, are you a thick otter?
What?
A thotter, if you will.
Are you a thought? You engaged in that thottery?
Oh, mother of God.
Thotter
Um,
got a
Ottery?
BBL.
Otters?
Yeah,
Crimes.
a Brazilian beach lift.
To prevent
Yeah.
natural disasters, to be sure.
So, yes,
I look
Geraldine,
like, damn.
you get down and you start petting Alton,
Those are
and Alton
beavers.
Fuck.
Alton does kind of have that not slimy, but like that kind of
Very slick.
wet, slick texture that kind of sticks to your hands because of the kind of natural oil that comes from creatures' fur. But it doesn't matter because like they're just large, like beady black eyes, just like kind of look up at you with the face. And it's a very cute creature. After a minute or two, the Locatha kind of pulls Alton away and goes, "Now we've got to get going, but I do hope you enjoy Angel's Shack. And it's lovely to have new faces in and around the community to be looking at. Have a good one, and make sure you stay safe. And he swaps to common for this. Landwalkers, make sure you put on your flotation devices if you're getting in the water. And make sure if you do start to drown, stay still and float. It takes less energy." So, any kind of like salutes. He does a thing that none of you know, but is like a low-cath kind of cultural thing. He salutes and then he pulls on one of his whiskers, almost like tipping his hat.
That's awesome.
He goes,
How cute.
and then walks on his way with Alton kind of like doing little circles and then stopping every now and again to like look back at you guys and then continuing to follow.
That's very cute.
Maybe he's gonna wave bye at the little guy.
Is he a capturable battle pet? Is what I need to know.
You can't catch other trainers' Pokemon.
That's rule number one. You should know this.
Fucking Chris going around going, is it a battle pet?
Battle pet.
It's named.
Okay.
It must be a rare one.
Do I need to /love this for the achievement, or is that...
Probably. That's what JB was doing, for sure.
Yeah, in that case,
Yeah.
Kaz could be like, so, the fella recommended we check out a place called Angel's Shack because it might be a bit more built for landwalkers as well as Aquans, so it won't be too out there for you guys. I will text the address to Drazian now. And Kyler does
Oh,
so.
homie, I can hang. Trust me, dog.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I don't know if I should. Yeah, I should be fine if I introduce myself. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's head on over. Unless you guys, yeah.
I hope we see more otters.
Um,
GB now would love an otter pet. If
Uh,
I want an otter.
I should say, but it's not like a normal sized otter. It's like maybe like 4 or 5 feet long.
It's like a Great Dane sized
It's
dog.
the size of GB.
It's like a Great Dane otter.
How big?
It's
Almost
the
like
otters in
almost-
fucking Ascara.
Yeah, it's like an otuk. But it's like, you know the way they're like really long.
Cat's so mad right now.
You said they were cute.
They are very cute. You just have no
They
taste.
are, isn't it cute?
No,
Adult
otuk.
North American river otter is 2.2 feet long.
Yeah, so this is maybe
So-
about twice the size of that. 2 or 3 times the size of that.
That's bonkers.
It's only like maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. So it's still like it's like a massive. It's like, you know what it is? It's an otter wiener dog.
But you said it was cute.
It
very
is.
But does it look like a North American river otter?
Yes,
You promise.
I promise.
Okay, GB still wants one.
Okay, it looks like a North American river otter. It's kind of the same like a dog breed. There's some like Japanese otters about. There's North American river otters. You know, there's different ones.
This has to be cute. It can't look like the fucking Tuskar ones.
The
No, it
Tuskar
doesn't.
ones are cute. You just have
They're
no taste.
ugly. I will die on this hill. They're awful.
Me and Nex are going to continue to bully you about this
That's
forever.
fine. Give
As
me a
you
13th
should.
reason.
There's an otter called the neurotypical river otter.
It's
No,
giant.
that says neotropical. That's so bad.
Incredible.
Chris, that proves that you're not neurotypical.
It looks a lot like it says neurotypical. doesn't it?
when you're
can't
looking, when you're looking,
Can't read.
I'm illiterate.
Don't like Leah Michelle.
What's up?
Don't Leah Michelle my girlfriend.
So yeah, about 200 feet down the path from you guys, there is Angel's Shack. It does look to be like a fairly normal restaurant on the outside, kind of like the large glass windows, the single doorway for you to walk in and out of. There's no like name on it. It is just a large like blue, like light blue picture with light blue background with like a white image of a fish with wings. At first glance you wouldn't think it was a restaurant. But if you kind of look through the window, you can see people sitting down and eating, and the kind of like orangey light of a kitchen that's operating at the far back. So yeah, you guys arrive at the front of that. Does everybody walk in, or do you like
Yeah. The door is.
Yeah.
Typical.
The door is
No one beat
doors.
Kyler to the door.
swung open. Unfortunately for Kronk, the door is a little bit snug trying to fit through. Because most Aquans aren't your size.
Kronk uses it to his advantage to look as intimidating as possible as his role as GB's bodyguard. He's taking it very
It's a
seriously.
real Hagrid moment where he rips the door off.
I was, Mr. X in Resident Evil 2, the way he like opens the door and then he has to like duck in and under to get through them like that.
Thanks for unlocking that visceral memory, Mux.
God, you look you like block out all light from the doorway when you walk in, Kronk. But as you guys walk in, there's a few people who kind of like look up and see Kronk's form and kind of look a bit, not uneasy, but a bit like,
That's something you don't see every day.
that's a big motherfucker.
He's a big boy.
Isn't he a big
It's
bastard?
cuppy season.
But there seems to be like a waitress who kind of comes up to you, comes up to Kyler, like just instinctively comes up to the Aquan, says to you in Aquan, hi there, is there, you guys sitting in or taking away?
Sitting in party of 4 to maybe be joined by 5. Be
Sure.
joined by another 2-5. Sorry.
We don't have enough room for your friend there on the bottom floor here, so if you guys don't mind following me upstairs, there's a bit more space.
Yeah, no worries. Upstairs.
Appreciate
guys.
your accommodation. Thank you.
I didn't know Kronk could speak Aquan.
Understands awkward.
Kronk speaks Yo.
Kronk doesn't speak Aquan, but Kronk understands when people are being nice to him.
I can
I'm
see
trying to
that.
find out any way Kronk could have understood, but I don't.
Kronk's got the Aquan Duolingo.
She was pointing at you, and then Kyler said something and kind of like shrugged and nodded, and you assumed it was about like how big you are compared to this place.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
He actually said, "Fuck this guy! How dare you bring him in here?"
Yeah, that's
Kyler
my
goes,
bad. I'm
"Yeah."
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, she leads you up the stairs to what looks to be more like it looks like it would be for kind of like private parties or like, more romantic dining. They kind of push a few tables together and some chairs, and they make a table big enough for the 4 of you currently, with a 5th seat sitting at the end for Drazian if Drazian turns up.
Mux, is this place literally Oni's in Carrick?
I've never been.
Have you not been to Oni's?
No.
Oh,
Unfortunately
I'm
not.
Can't
I'm
believe
getting the
you
vibe
know.
that it's like the kind of vibe. Like it's like a small business.
Yeah, it's a small business. It's it's like it looks really nice. It's really aesthetic to look at, but like the food is nice and cheap. That kind of place.
I was gonna ask the waitress, do you have menus in common?
She goes, all of our menus are double-sided, one in common, one in Aquan.
No, I never played basketball. Thanks for asking.
She is doing this, so it kind of looks like she's like throwing a ball back and forth between her hands. Yeah, both of all of our menus are double-sided, one in common, one in Aquan. We try to make sure it's just easier for if people do ever come in. So yeah, 4 menus for now, and then I'll bring out a 5th one if your friend comes along.
That'd be super. Thank you so much.
Of course, can I get you? She now switches to common. Can I get you guys any drinks or anything? We have your usual. We have water. We have ale, mead. We have some, soda. There's orange juice. There's apple juice. There's.
Forgive my cultural ignorance. Do you do anything fancy with water, being from the water?
We have some flavored sparkling waters, if that's what you mean.
No, I just
do-
didn't know if there was. Oh, no, no, I'll just take water. Just regular old water. It's all right. Thank you.
we do have something that probably most other places don't. We do have just a glass of seawater, but from what I know about Landwalker anatomy, that's not a good idea.
No, it would probably erode my insides a little bit. I'm a little bit of a rocky guy. I'll just take the normal water. Thank you.
I'll just
Sure.
I'll just have some like lemonade. Do you have any lemonade?
Yeah, we've got lemonade.
I've kind of got a taste for it lately.
Yeah, of course. We've got lemonade. We have, yeah, pretty much. As long as you're not looking for anything like super fancy, we probably have it.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll just bring out some water for the table and some lemonade for you, and then I'll be back in a minute with your menus, and you guys can have a look. She leaves, comes back a moment later, puts down quite a lot, like a pint glass of lemonade for you, Kyler, and then like 2 large jugs of water. Puts one down with like 2 glasses, and then just puts one jug of water in front of Kronk.
Perfect.
And she hands out the menus there. Do you know whenever you go to a place and you're like, oh, this is a small business, because the menu is just a laminated sheet of paper that someone was like typed up with like word art and fonts on.
How do you know it's delicious?
Yeah, oh, that's how you know it's going to be like good food.
Yeah.
But she just sets down the menus, and it's that. There is a notable amount of Landwalker food. There is steak. There is like cheeseburgers. Fries, mashed potatoes, sausages,
Chicken fingers.
chicken fingers, yeah, that kind of thing. And then there's a even more like significant amount of Aquan food.
What chicken tenders?
It starts off with your usual stuff that you would assume, like a number of different like fish. There's cod, salmon, hake. Then you get into like all the different kind of like fish eggs, like salmon roe and stuff like that. And then it gets into the like Aquan traditional stuff, which is like certain kind of like squid legs that are like chopped up and then wrapped in like still wet seaweed that has not been dried. And that would kind of be like the equivalent of like an Aquan like lettuce wrap burger. There are some dishes that are just a collection of different underwater plants, and that's like Aquan salads and stuff. It is mainly just anything and everything under the sea that doesn't have a certain level of intelligence as sentience is like kind of chopped up and put in a plate. One of the ones that kind of does make some of you guys go, "Ooh," though, is instead of like chicken fries, there are jellyfish fries, which is just the legs of a jellyfish pulled off and fried.
Like mozzarella sticks.
Like mozzarella sticks, yeah.
Shocking.
Halloumi jellyfish.
Halloumi jellyfish, yeah.
Kylo looks very pleased. This is stuff Kylo's not been able to have in a while, so it's kind of mildly salivating looking at this paper manulet.
There, yeah, there is also like on the little, like you know the way there's always like the little sides or like premium
Mhm.
sides that are like the really expensive stuff to have, like stuffed mushrooms and whatever. There's just a bowl of lanternfish bulbs. Which Kyler, you would have had them before. They're kind of like the Aquan equivalent of like
Caviar.
Isn't that already kind of
Well,
inherently awkward?
caviar is already aquan, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, but that kind of like highbrow.
Yeah. It's
Side.
like vibes, yeah.
yeah, it's like a fancy side dish that everybody kind of picks at. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Kaz like, we'll get it for the table. I was the only one that eats it. It's probably
yeah, it would be like the equivalent of. I'm trying to think. It's kind of common now, but it used to be like a really fancy thing. Not fancy, but it used to be like a really kind of like where you only saw it in like posh restaurants, or like big restaurants. Like breaded chili cheese. Do you know that kind of thing?
or like pulled pork.
Or yeah, like pulled pork. That yeah, it's that kind of thing. So yeah, there's pretty much whatever you guys would like to order. Unfortunately, a limitation on the Landwalker side, but yeah. So after a minute or two of you guys looking at the menu, she comes back and she goes, "So what can I get you all?"
Who wants to go first?
Gronk is specifically waiting on Kyler to order because he wants to try whatever Kyler likes. Like, Kronk's really excited to try what Kyler likes.
So, like, I've been at school. I've not really had the chance, so I'm kind of like splurge a little bit. Could I get the crustacean combo platter?
Of course, yeah.
Just
Is
you know,
that-
if it's got a shell, I'm gonna eat it. You
Is
know,
that for 3, 6, or 12?
Kronk, do you want some crustacean
I
stuff?
was actually gonna get whatever you got. So whatever
I mean,
you
if I get two threes is 6, so I'll get 3. You get 3.
so 12. Oh yeah,
So
so
12.
we get yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
math
So
is-
yeah, get the
I mean, we're
12-person
You remember
combo
the eggs,
platter.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
3 cubic meters of shellfish.
And could I also get some of the like jellyfish fries? That sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, of course. Anything
You
else I
don't
can
really
get you?
fry things at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, we try to kind of like mix techniques of the land with some of the traditional ingredients from under the water. Some of it turns out really nice, like the jellyfish fries. Other stuff turns out really, really bad, like tartar squid.
Could I also just have a bayou braised burger? Like, is that from like the Evermarsh?
Yeah, that is from the Evermarsh. Yeah.
Oh, can I have one of them, please?
Of course. Would you like that to be pork or beef?
I've never had pork, but I think beef.
Like a delivery.
We do also have alligator.
Alligator, yes.
No,
Sure.
I already know.
Sure. Alligator bio braised burger. Do you want sides of that? Do you want another portion of jellyfish fries, or just normal fries, or?
Normal fries, in case.
Of course.
So I'll keep them for Dre. He's eating potatoes, I'm sure.
Okay. No problem. Yeah, this is definitely like I know what I want, but I don't know what my friend wants. Fries are a safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Dre loves any kind of seafood anyway, so
she kind of points at Kron, goes, "You are sharing with your friend. Do you want anything on your own, or?"
I'll also get the jellyfish fries. And I'm just curious, what is the thing that landwalkers hate the most when they come in here and they try it?
Oh, well,
Tipping?
Tipping.
if I had to give you the answer, it's not on the menu, but it's something that the chef can make upon request. It's called a canyon stew. It is. Unfortunately, we don't have water geysers here. But traditionally, it is you take a jellyfish, you scoop it out, you take the closest items that you can find around you: fish eyes, guts, kelp, seaweed, a number of different plants. You wrap them up inside the jellyfish skin, tie it off, and you boil that until everything is mushy, and then you pour it out of the jellyfish skin. At that point, the jellyfish skin itself is nearly dissolved, but you throw it into a frying pan, and it becomes sort of like a chip, like a crispy texture, and you can use it to dip into this canyon stew and eat it.
That sounds amazing, Krunk. What do you mean landwalkers don't like that shit?
Landwalkers tend to find out fish guts are in it and kind of turn away.
Oh, I don't
Well,
care
I
about
heard
fish guts.
that there's people in the northern reaches who eat the boiled stomach of a sheep. So, like, what's guts between friends?
I suppose
That's pretty gross. I don't know if I...
Whoa.
We gotta draw the line
we
somewhere.
have standards. We just take dead, decaying creatures, wrap it in the skin of another creature, and then cook it.
Obviously, right. If that's not like an incredibly complicated thing, I would like to have it. I'm trying new things. If it's too complicated, I'll just
literally
take some,
the easiest thing. It's literally the easiest thing on the menu to make, because he just takes whatever is fermented over the past week and throws it into a jellyfish skin and boils it alive.
Right.
If he doesn't eat it, I will, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, bring it on out for us. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
That is a canyon stew for you.
This is called whatever was in the fridge.
Yep. Everything, including the kitchen sink. And she kind of turns to the girls at this point and goes, "And are are you guys as adventurous as your friends here, or will you be ordering? What would you like?"
GP's gonna look at Lilith and go, I don't think so. What's the most popular for landwalkers?
Oh, the chicken tenders.
Yeah,
We also have honey mustard as the dip, if you would like that.
no, just some chicken tenders are fine. I'll do that.
Sure. Fries?
Sure.
Crinkle
regular.
cut, curly, or julienne?
Curly.
Curly fries. Okay. And for yourself, and she kind of does. Do you know whenever a waitress doesn't know how to refer to the last person and just kind of tips the head at them?
And you?
And you? Especially whenever someone's been really silent, they're like, "You?"
Me as a waitress.
Yeah.
Literally. Fries.
Okay.
Just regular.
Okay.
No, don't be racist. Grant thinks in the thing. We might be getting a little bit don't say regular. That's a little. Yeah, you be careful, please.
Kyler's oblivious. To
Normal food. Kyler did not notice this.
Kyler will remember this later.
Just take that. I just
Tyler heard everything.
internalized it.
Okay. Yeah. She goes away. There's a little bit before she comes back. If you guys want to talk about anything while you're around the table, feel free to bring it up.
What do you guys think Drazian's doing?
Yeah, I wonder what is Drazian doing? See
You
what?
told us you were going to the embassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can all kind of guess. He didn't
Seamless
say how long
transition.
he'd be, though.
That's so Raven moment where we.
Yeah. I wonder what Drazian's doing.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
To the bubble above your head.
it's like one of those fucking early 2000s Marvel comic annual things, and it's just like meanwhile, and suddenly there's a big fight scene going on.
Yeah. Upon the mention of
Embassy's on fire, actually. Like,
Drazian, it's the scene from Community where Troy comes back in with pizzas.
Exactly.
The darkest timeline.
Okay, .uk, Cass, it means that we're,
Pizza punks,
we're
nice.
centralized somewhere in the north here.
Are we geoguessing Eli's fucking flat like it's Andrew Tate?
yeah, we're about to have
I know
a raid
just-
show up at Eli's apartment. Actually, doxing him via the pizza box.
Damn.
If I had a nickel,
That's
for
never
every
happened
person that
before.
was doxed with a pizza box.
Guys, every single one of you has my address. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's true. Yeah.
It is pinned in our fucking channel.
We should probably put a little more security on that.
Yeah, but no one except us can get in there, so it's fine.
Yeah. We, with the mention of Drazian, we hop across the town. Drazian, your skycart journey was uneventful. You got on, you hopped off the skycart. I was going to say got off, but then Chris would pull this face. Yep.
You got off on the sky. Crazy. Yeah.
Damn.
Not
New
without
York
Lilith.
to New York be wildin'. You guys, you guy, you get off and you walk towards the, Ohio. You walk towards
Hopefully
the embassy. It's pretty plain to see. The building itself is this kind of like dark slate building, with the flags of the Udusite diarchies hanging down from the windows. As you kind of walk in, there's the main foyer, which is, because this is like a capital, the building is quite nice. It's like marble floors and these kind of like really nice flat stone walls that kind of go up and into like a painted roof. As you kind of walk in, somebody walks up to you, 40-year-old human male. Hello, and what can I do for you today?
At this point I pull out my military badge, and I'm like,
What a gun.
is there any of the captains or above ranking here from any of the chromatic companies? Any one of the 5 chromatic companies?
I will have to check. Is there anybody in particular that you're looking for? They may not be here today, but they may be in the city. I can call for them.
Anyone associated with Darius Kalurian, the lieutenant, would be the Commander Kalurian now, would be very useful.
Yes, I will check. Please have a seat and give me one moment.
Tell them it's Dragoon. They'll know who you're talking about.
I will. He goes off.
Dragoon, that's nuts.
Dragoon these nuts right over your face. As he walks away, he goes through what looks like a sealed door, and this time he does scan like a key card.
Mm-hmm.
So it's technology, not magic this time. He goes through the door.
Gronk. I wonder if I could teleport past that.
I would like to say you are still within. Actually, no, you wouldn't be because of travel wise. I was going to say you're.
Can you imagine? He just gets a ping. Don't be racist, Lilith.
A couple of minutes later, maybe 6 or 7 minutes later, he comes back and he goes, unfortunately, there's no one associated with Darius, I believe you said the name was. But we do. There is a commander of one of the, sorry, not the commander, a captain of one of the chromatic companies who is here today.
Oh, which one? Which company?
It is of the White Company.
Frost Company, right.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, if they're available, I would quite like a word.
Yes, I will. I believe he is currently filling out the forms in his office. If you would simply come over here, if your identification there is correct, it should work as a key card here to allow you further into the building. It is used to stop, undesirables, people who are not supposed to be here.
Of course.
He kind of like brings you over to the door that he's like standing in the middle of, and he closes the door as you approach and motions for you to like put your kind of identification on the keypad, and it does beep, and the door, you hear the of the door unlocking, and it swings open, and he goes, and that is all I will need. His office is thankfully not in any of the restricted areas. So if you would follow me, I will bring you to him. And he kind of walks through the building, through kind of on the inside it looks like a pretty mundane office building. That it's not really it's not really as impressive as one would think an embassy would be if you didn't know what embassies were like.
Yeah.
So you kind of go through, you go up a flight of stairs and into a hallway that is just like all offices, like single person offices on either side. Bar that, there is nothing really that you see in and around that like catches your eye. There's no individuals or anything. Seems to all be pretty normal. You get brought up to his office and the door opens, and sitting across the like desk from you as you walk in is an individual you don't know.
Oh, I don't know them?
No, you don't know this one. They may have been promoted, that means, in the time that you have been away.
Right. Okay.
They kind of like look up and they look at you and they go, I hear you're here to talk to me. What can I do for you?
Been away, by the way?
From the group or from
history, story-wise, background.
You've probably been away from the Diarchies about 6 months now.
Yeah, I would have been away for about 6 months because I came straight from the Diarchy to how long is it since I've arrived in Alkaline? Because that's the distance. Because I came straight.
That's only about a month then.
Has it only been a month that like?
Yep.
Yeah, then I've literally been out of Azure City a fucking month.
Okay. Well, as that is kind of all going on,
do I see my name on the desk or anything?
Yeah, you do. Gage, Gage.
Can I like kind of dictate that's his call sign?
Yeah, that's his call sign. Most.
Can we order sushi from?
Most. Can we order sushi?
You should probably wait for me to tell you that everything's muted.
Sorry.
Yeah, Gage. You can assume is his call sign. Most captains and above will go purely by call signs
Mm-hmm.
due to the fact of being in like essentially a civil war. It's very easy for one side to infiltrate the other.
Most from the chromatic companies would have just really gone by call signs anyway, like so.
Yeah. So you can, he kind of looks up at you and he goes, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, I was hoping I would get someone with association with Commander Calorian, but I'm Dragoon, captain of Azure Company.
Oh, I've heard of, well, I've heard of you and your company, of course. I'd been told that you were sent to White Fawn, but
Yeah, I'm trying to track down anyone. Obviously, since the Accords, Azure Company was not permanently let go, but told we can go off on mercenary work until such time as wartime resumes.
yeah,
Or-
put
or-
on, put on,
put on,
on permanent leave.
yeah, extended shore leave essentially. I was hoping there would potentially be any of my compatriots who've landed themselves in New Lynet. Is that anything that you'd be aware of, or anyone from the prophecies who've ended up here in one of the adventuring guilds?
He kind of stands up and he goes over to like a pull-out drawer, and he looks through and he rifles through and he goes, "It doesn't look like there's anybody in the city currently, bar myself, in terms of higher ranking personnel. It is coming up to the feast of the one of the feasts of the Mountain King. So you know how tensions get. And most people seem to have headed back. There are one or two individuals who seem to be fairly fairly active in the differing adventuring guilds, but nobody of captain rank or above, I'm afraid.
Doesn't need to be captain rank or above. Just someone, just an in to get a little bit of information. I'm working on something here. There's a couple of shady things going on in the city, in relation to imports and exports. There's a shipment coming in. I've been contracted to take a look into, and I'm just trying to see if any of the adventuring guilds might have information, and if one of my compatriots has an in with one of the adventuring guilds that may be helpful.
Well, the main port of contact here seems to be there's an individual who's working out of one of the adventuring guilds. I need to look up military ranks here very quickly. 1 second.
Need to play more XCOM so it sticks in your head.
How
Yeah,
are
God.
the military rankings working? Are they like kind of like Star Trek or the Navy, or what kind of way are they
I think
working?
I think we've talked about it before that it's just easiest for me to look at them as like what's it called? British Army, because it's the easiest one for me to quickly search up military ranks.
Right, Grant.
Because I'm not an army guy. I don't know that stuff.
Yeah, he seemed like a Navy guy to me.
You could be in the Royal Navy.
If you can fix a car, you can blow the legs off an Iraqi child. Like that kind of ad.
If you can fix a door, you can fix a bike. If you can fix a bike, you can fix a car. If you can fix a car, you can reattach the whirring engine to a 874
That's a good-
Blackhawk. military adverts over here are so weird. So yeah, you're you are a captain. So the one beneath you would probably be
Be a lieutenant.
the one beneath you would be a lieutenant. So the one here,
Uh-huh.
and the one that would be here is a second lieutenant. Which is the fact that a second lieutenant is lower than a lieutenant. Like
Yeah.
in my mind, it's like
Think about it like medals.
yeah.
Second place.
Okay. Yeah, would be a second lieutenant, who is currently working mainly within the adventuring guild. There's not much here on why he is not currently in active combat, but simply says that he has circumstances unbecoming and allows him to work here in New Lynet in White Fawn.
Was he from Azure Company or one of the other chromatics?
He appears to be from Azure Company. That's what it says here.
Could I get a name?
As sure as I can tell.
Ho, 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 ho. Yeah. The name is Pseudo.
A pseudonym.
Well, tell me the real name.
Is it SUDO or is it PSUEDO?
It's SUDO.
Pseudo widow.
Pseudo.
SOODO. Pseudo.
All I have here is second Lieutenant Pseudo.
I would have known pseudo, I take it, yeah?
Probably not like intimately.
Yeah.
But like you would have, had a drink with him once or twice, and unfortunately, because he would be in the unit, like beneath you.
Yeah.
It's more of a, oh yeah, I've met him and I've heard his name.
Yeah.
But we're not besties.
Yeah, we're not besties, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We are for sure not besties.
Okay.
Mm.
And do you know which
RuPaul shades out.
which adventuring guild he's associated with?
Well, the White Fawn. It's he seems to. If you're talking about which one he operates mostly out of, it appears to be the one in the Eastern Cloud Song area.
Eastern Cloud Song. Does it have a name?
Unfortunately, not here.
Okay.
There, I believe, in the Cloud Song specifically, there's only 2 adventuring guilds, broken up into the Western District and the Eastern District. So,
Okay.
I've only been here about 2-3 weeks. So from what I can gather, the individual naming system seems to be for the lower guilds within the Goldwater and such. Oh wow, Eli is the DM, and I'm the DM again.
Sorry, I had a little camera issue.
Okay.
Skill issue.
So Eastern Cloud Song District is where I want to be looking. Perfect.
Eastern Cloud Song District.
Thank you, Captain Gage. I very much appreciate the help. You wouldn't have happened to have heard anything about weird shipments coming into the city over the next couple of days to a week?
Nothing that my intel has picked up on. No. Is there something we should be worried about?
I'm not sure. It's I don't think it's a direct threat to the diarchy, but
Okay.
Political instability anywhere is not really what we want. It's more going to be of a here issue that could spread if it you know how those wildfires spread. So I'm trying to snuff it out before it can become anything we need to worry about. But
Of
I
course.
appreciate your assistance. Congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you.
I've obviously not been familiar with you until this point, so I assume it was.
Well, as a lieutenant in Frost Company, we probably never interacted. So
Yeah, I would have come across one of your now colleagues, Captain Lockheed, but that would have been about it. How are things back home? Does it look like the Accords are going to hold, or does it look like we're going to need to be called back anytime soon?
as far as I have been informed, and as far as I'm aware, the Accords are holding taut and tension filled, but that is as well as we can do in times such as these. So, if anything does happen, are you planning to stay in New Lynet for long?
I'm not sure how long I'll be here specifically, but I'm happy to exchange contact details with a colleague and an ally who has been obviously giving me reliable information, and I'm happy to keep you appraised of anything I come out with that looks like it could be a threat to us.
Well, of course. If I take your number now, would you prefer that to be off record?
No, the
I can update your personnel file with your current number, or would
yeah,
you prefer that?
absolutely. That's absolutely fine. What rank would Dren be again now?
If we're talking,
Because he's obviously higher than me. Would he be would he be Colonel, Major General, Brigadier?
I think.
You go to Brigadier is the coolest.
Yeah.
Brigadier is the coolest. I mean,
Brigadier is not considered to be a general officer rank, though.
it's not because the first one's Major General.
Brigadier can command a brigade or a director of operational capability groups, such as a director of staff.
Yeah, like unit.
Yeah.
This
Dank ass Doctor Who reference, cunt.
Brigadier is the coolest.
Yeah.
Because it's Field Marshal General, LG, MG, Brigadier, Colonel, LC, Major, right? That's the.
It's Lieutenant Colonel,
yes.
Colonel, Brigadier, Major General, Lieutenant General, General.
I went the other way.
That's why whenever you went LG, MG, I was like, no. But then I realized you were going backwards. So Field Marshal's the like honorary one.
So what would Dren be?
Between Brigadier and Major General, so we'll go for Brigadier because it sounds cooler.
Okay. Okay. I'm in constant contact with Brigadier Calorian, as it stands anyway. So I've no problem with my records being updated. And if you would keep me appraised of any updates, I would appreciate it.
Of course. He takes your number from you, writes it down, puts it into his own Pixie first, and then puts it into puts it onto like the puts it onto his desk to go on and update your personnel file. But after he does that, he stands and he goes, "Will that be all, Captain?"
Yes, Captain. It was a pleasure. And I give him the proper warrior shake.
Yeah. He does it to you.
Proper warrior shake. Hey.
Yeah, like I always called it the Beastmaster because that's like where I saw it first. It's the where you don't grab the hand, you grab like the forearm.
Legionnaire's grip.
It's when I met Manu Bennett, who plays Deathstroke and Arrow, and Crixus and Spartacus, he gave me that handshake. That's why I always knew it as the warrior shake.
So, shakes your hand or your forearm, and nods and goes back to sitting at his desk as you leave the room.
Just to like save time for the sake of brevity, I'm gonna make a beeline straight to the address that Kyler has given me, and meet everyone for food.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say by the way things worked out, maybe about 5 or 10 minutes after your guys' foods arrived. Because if you hop onto the sky cart and get it back, like that cuts your travel time significantly.
Yeah.
About 5 to 10 minutes after your guys' food arrives, Drazian walks through the door, and walks through the door, up the stairs, and into the room where you guys are currently dining. The seafood combo platter, or the Aquan combo platter that you have ordered, is like there's calamari, there is like sliced like tuna, almost like sashimi. There's salmon. There's a number of different fish eggs. There's fried fish. There's breaded fish. There is scallops. There's scampi. There are all sorts. There's like oysters. All sorts of like unopened shellfish that you have to like crack open and scoop out. Crab legs. There's one.
Love it. He's like,
Yeah.
There's like one huge lobster that is like, you like peel it open and then everybody kind of like picks it out. There's like buttered bread, so you can like throw it in and make like a lobster roll.
Oh, lobster rolls are so fucking good.
I know that's not. I don't think that's what a lobster roll actually is, but
No, it basically is. It's what I had when I went to Mari and me went to Ironside in San Diego, which is the really nice seafood restaurant. I always get a lobster roll, and it's literally like lobster in this really nice fucking bread roll, and it's fucking delicious.
fair enough. Then yeah,
what was that place called?
Ironside.
Damn. You trying to go to a nice seafood place?
Yeah, let's go.
Ohio, famously known for its seafood.
Okay. But talk shit, but up in
Talk
Sandusky.
shit, but we are literally on one of the biggest Great Lakes. So
You know what a lake isn't, though?
Lake isn't the same, mate. Those are two completely different things.
okay, but
what
you're
if you
not gonna
guys
call it
come
lake
here?
food. You call it seafood. Like what the
You
fuck?
can come
What?
here. We can go to the marina. It'll be great. Just come visit
Look,
me.
I'll take you to this one place in Sandusky. Full wheel.
Oh my
knock your
God, yeah.
socks off. I'll tell you. Right on Lake Erie. You can see Cross right all the way to Canada.
That's
This-
seafood, baby. You're not gonna call it
That's
lake
more-
food?
That's the most Ohio that Chris has ever sounded.
It's so good. And for what?
You all should just come here and we should go and have a meal on the Barge, which is a seafood restaurant that's on a boat in Belfast.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you
That's
barge
weird.
your way over here to Ohio where we got real
Yeah, for real.
We'll hijack the
We
bar.
we are literally a harbor city. We literally have proper seafood.
We
Okay, well,
There's
there's
not like
literally fish.
Yeah,
in
it's-
the lake.
It's not like we're importing it to this town. Like, we do fish it out of the sea.
Lake.
The Great Lake.
Yeah, the Great
Erie.
Lake. Some of the largest fresh water in the entire world. So
Fresh
I don't know
water.
what you want from
Fresh water.
It's
I'm
like
not getting
the best-
involved in this. I'm not
Talking
getting
fish
involved
now,
in this.
The best Chinese I've ever had was in rural Donegal, so like it is kind of one
Yeah.
of those things where you're like, this doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Keller is cracking muscles and
Yeah.
just
I can imagine Kronk just
Yeah,
like
you pussy like that.
breaking the leg, like creating like a little air pocket at the bottom and just like sucking the crab meat out like a straw.
Kronk's never known physics really, besides like lifting another man into the air bodily.
Yeah.
But here, it's like, you know how like weed people really know chemistry, but only about weed? This is it.
This is it.
Air. Yeah, I get that. So yeah, and the
I mean, don't tell me
plate.
I'm wrong. I mean,
No, you're not wrong at all.
But there.
The plate itself is huge. It's quite obviously like it's almost just like a buffet tray filled with seafood and just brought and put on the table. And then there's the jellyfish fries on the side, and there's the chicken tenders and the curly fries and the normal fries for Lilith. And the last normal fries.
just search up normal fries. So pops up.
The last thing to be brought out, and Drazian, you're already seated by this point as this is brought out.
It's the stew.
It's
No
the
clue.
stew. It is the easiest thing to make, but it also takes the longest because you have to make sure that everything is like there's like no seasoning other than like the blood and guts of like whatever has been fermented. And you need to boil it all. So it comes out.
Blood like makes a good like if you ever taste your own blood, it's kind of like a little salty, right? Like
I mean,
a
blood
little
pudding.
spicy in there, right? Like
Yeah,
it's probably a
black
good
pudding, yeah.
seasoning, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's black pudding, which is like a dish over here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like immediately as this dish comes through the doors, like the doors from the kitchen swing open, and the smell hits you immediately. It's like, have you ever been near like a harbor whenever like, or like near,
This is the Lord of them, dog.
True. Have you ever been like near like a place where there's like a lot of fish that are caught, but also whenever it's like a low tide?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the stench of like all of the plant life and the dead fish and everything mixed together. It's that. And that's before the jelly, like the haggis casing jellyfish has been cut open.
And I thought it smelled bad on the outside.
She puts the bowl down in front of Kronk. It seems to be like a norm. It seems.
So, are we gonna let her sit in that for a little bit, or are we gonna tell her
What?
what that from? That's episode 5, Star Wars, when he cuts open the tauntaun.
I thought it smelled bad on the outside.
Mhm.
As this bowl is set down in front of you, you can see kind of like the crispy edges of the jellyfish skin now as it's been like turned and fried. As she sets it down, she takes a knife and she slices across the top, and immediately the smell just hits you in the face. It is like there is no appealing quality to this smell, and it's not like insanely revolting. It's just there's no appealing. It is sharp, but it is also really deep, and it like hits your lungs at the same time as you breathe
It's like
it in.
Swiss cheese.
Yeah, it's like Swiss cheese, but if you like put it in salt for like 2 months, and
I
then
think something Alaska would eat.
white moment, as that is like done,
Oh, she pouting.
I'm sorry.
Lila slowly draws Syl.
So I've sat down at this point, yeah.
is lighting
Yeah,
up
you-
blue.
you've sat down. Damn, you're looking awfully blue today. As you've sat down, this has been brought out. The top has been cut off, and the insides kind of like spill out into the bowl. And she takes the rest of the jellyfish skin and cuts it up into like these like shards almost, It's almost got like the consistency of like like a like a tortilla. Is almost its consistency, and she cuts it up into like strips and puts it down on a separate plate beside it and goes, "There is your canyon stew. I hope you enjoy. And I hope you guys all enjoy the food. Your friend has joined. What would do you need a menu?
Yeah, quickly. There's something like the. Is there like a smaller version of this big seafood platter thing? I'm really looking for just a lobster roll. Really.
We can do lobster rolls.
Yeah, could you do that and a fillet of salmon and some roast potatoes?
Yeah, of course. Garlic and
Perfect.
herb or just plain?
Garlic and herb, please. Heavy on the salt.
She takes the order, goes off. So now the group is back together, sitting around this lovely seafood feast. Not long has passed. It's maybe only been an hour and a half. So what's everybody doing? Once food has been brought out and you're all sitting down tucking in, there is.
What's the seating arrangement that we're all in? Who's near each other? So Jerry's like on a seat on the end. So I guess it's like a foretop and then like a seat on the end kind of thing.
I'm at the head of the table.
If I had to guess, it would probably be me sitting next to Kyler.
I was thinking.
That's how I imagined it was
Geraldine
like
and Lilith. Yeah, we're
Kronk,
side by side,
Lilith,
just like looking across the
Geraldine.
table and like, the fuck is that?
Yeah, so
I mean, that
it's
makes
like
the most sense. Yeah.
so Dre, GB, Lilith, Kronk, Kyler.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
we'll say that. We'll say it doesn't matter like exactly which like direction people are facing, but Lilith and Geraldine are on one side, Kronk and Kyler on the other, and then Drazian's at the head of the table.
Well, I was gonna say, do you bet the only time Kyler shuts up is when there's food involved? Kyler is fucking munching.
Oh yeah, Kyler's going to town.
You've not had this in so long. It's been subsisting
is
off
like-
Walker food.
Observing and learning, like looks at what Kyler does and like,
Like,
imitates
following
You
it.
see someone use chopsticks for the first time, and you're just like,
You're just like
Kyler
constantly
uses
"How do you
chopsticks.
use these?"
Chopsticks and a knife. That's it. There's no fork involved. It's a very. It's like.
Yeah,
No,
there's like a sizable bowl of like seaweed that is still like soaked in like brine and salt water,
God, this sounds
And-
so good.
and you've got
We
like
ordered sushi.
We literally ordered sushi because I'm starving.
and you just pick up like tongs or like chopsticks
Eating
or
a full
whatever.
fish right
just-
now.
Yes, like
Yeah.
It's almost like slurping like ramen noodles
Or
You know what I
spaghetti. Yeah.
or spaghetti. Yeah, you're just
Dude.
bringing it to your mouth and you're just dragging in one long piece of seaweed.
Kyler, can I steal one of your scallops?
Yep. Kyler knocks it up the table with the chopsticks, like a flicking a football, like paper
Yeah.
football.
Just lifts it up with the chopsticks and like throws it perfectly into Drazian's mouth.
it's so
This
cute.
is so good. This is so, I haven't had good seafood in so long. Oh, it's perfect.
So how was Jason? How was your little adventure?
Classified, I can't tell you.
Productive. I
Good.
met one of the now other captains who's recently been promoted. Gage. He's from one of the adjacent companies to mine, Frost Company. And there is someone from my company who is part of one of the adventuring guilds here. A guy called Pseudo. Really good kid. Glad to see he's doing all right. We need to, if we want to go to an adventuring guild where we have an inn, as in a way inn, not a physical tavern inn. We want to go to the Eastern Cloud Song District. The adventuring guild that's located there. That's
Mux.
That's where Pseudo is.
DM question. What's the name of the country club guild? Like the chapter that's like the country club kind of style.
So each little individual branch here is all part of the White Fawn chapter.
Right. Yeah, but like
But they're like district kind of
yeah, the district.
versions.
Which is the really bougie one?
It's in the fields.
Because Kyler's munching and thinks for a second, and goes, "Yeah, that makes sense." One of them's really bougie, right? I mean, I'm not above trading on names if it's kind of a reputation thing.
From what I've looked
Seaweed.
into that, it's very invitation only type thing in relation to that adventuring guild, and I think probably our best bet is one of the more lowbrow ones that are closer to the nitty gritty stuff.
I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying maybe we try multiple avenues.
Yeah, we can give it a go. I think speaking to Pseudo in any case is a good plan, because
It's a solid lead.
yeah, it's a lead. I obviously know him. He worked under me. He was one of my men, so it's
For his sins.
yeah for his sins. But he's a good kid. So he will be happy to help. Anything that we're looking for. So I think that's best protocol. We could probably find a bit more about the big bougie guilds from him. He probably knows a little bit anyway, and just how things work around here with the adventuring guilds in the city. It might be the best starting avenue, and then if we're not turning up too much, we can try our luck with the bougie crowd.
I'm thinking so me and GB, we've got GB comes from old money, and my dad's super duper famous. So if we need to get in there, we've got kind of a bident, if you will, of entry. Yeah, no, I like the idea though. I mean, can't hurt. Always keen to find out more about the adventuring guilds. Kyler takes one of the best seaweeds and just loudly goes, "Oh, so good! It's so good."
It's really good quality stuff. This was a really good chat with Kyler. I've also exchanged contact details with Captain Gage. So he's going to keep me appraised of anything weird and unsettling that he hears about, and also keep me appraised of the situation back in the Darky as well. And I said I would keep him up to date if anything starts to happen, because if stuff starts affecting here, that can easily bleed out into the Darky, and that's where my mum is and people I care about, so I want to make sure they're all safe as well. So just for transparency, I'm keeping it's very much need to know communication, but if this shipment thing ends up being a big explosion thing or a big danger thing, I'd like to keep people I care about appraised of what's going on. So if that's all by the rest of you.
Yeah, I don't see a problem. Gronk, Lilith, GB, Mandam.
Makes sense, yeah.
Bronk is staring deep into some kind of shelled creature and is blissfully unaware of everything going on. Unless something is coming within harming distance of GB, he's like, how do I get that last piece of me out there, you think?
GB starts choking on a fry, and
Kronk would drop it.
Kronk is mid swallowing a shellfish, chokes on that at the same time.
Is Drazian at the head of the table next to Lilith or at the other end?
I'd imagine
We'll
next
say-
to Lilith.
Yeah, we'll say next to Lilith.
Yeah.
Lilith was just staring deeply into her fries, angrily, but just kind of takes
Deeply.
Yeah, I give your hand that affectionate double squeeze.
3 squeezes, 1 word for each word, and I love you.
2 squeezes. That means she's tapping out.
2 squeezes is fuck off, actually.
The semantic components.
WWE.
Oh yeah, by the way, it's Sunday, so and like it was like 2 weeks ago. Fuck Charlotte Flair.
Fuck Charlotte Flair. I mean, thank God it's not Ronda Rousey, but
But
like,
fuck Charlotte Flair.
I can't believe I actually cheered for Charlotte.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so I give Lila's hand
Yeah.
a couple of squeezes. That I love you. I'm glad to see you squeeze.
Alaska roasted Charlotte's outfit, by the way. Their comeback outfit.
Deserves
Alaska
it.
like
Unsurprising.
lit her up for it.
It was so...
So
I
bad.
can't
It
even.
was so bad.
If you're gonna have skin-colored cutouts, don't go tanning the day before, so the skin-colored cutouts are like 3 colors lighter than your now tanned skin.
Oh yeah.
Or dye the costume to make...
Yeah, like use the right flesh tone.
Yes, it was so ugly.
Fair enough.
Um,
Sure, this is extremely valid to get angry about.
yeah.
I just
Yeah,
have
it
no
is.
idea what you're talking
So
about.
back to Drazian holding my hand.
Yes.
Now I'm invested and not angry at my fries.
Yes,
No,
I'm
she's still angry at the fries.
We'll say over the course. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if Lilith, like GB's not sure why Lilith is angry, but is going to assume it's food related, and is going to put one of her chicken tendies in with the fries, and hope that helps.
That does help.
Before you can look away, it is gone. You can't.
The girlfriend portion. God.
Yeah. Partner
Unfortunately
tax.
true.
Dude, we literally one of the bars I worked at had like you could get a side of the girlfriend portion where it was like one of every appetizer added on to an entree.
Yep.
People would literally just get that every single time.
It's
Makes sense.
great being with Alaska because Alaska will. Don't give me that look. I'm about to hype you up, dog.
Just
It's
glare.
pretty big with Alaska. Fuck you, Chris.
It's like
Shit.
You can't
Well,
shut your
because-
fucking mouth.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just leave it. It's great being with Alaska.
Lilith
The
is
end.
hungry, and so is Alaska.
Alaska is hungry. We might have to call when that sushi gets here.
Yeah, no, I'm going to wrap it up anyway because of the time.
Okay.
But like immediately wrap it up, but like very soon.
No, you're fine.
If you see Alaska just vanish like in a Wile E. Coyote imprint,
Smoke.
like of dust is.
There's actually just an outline of my body
Just
that's
left
still,
in the-
that's still here, and then like, but the rest of me is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the course of the next half an hour, 45 minutes, the food on the table is demolished. Drazian, you get your food, you enjoy it. The atmosphere is nice. It's very familial. It's very kind. The drinks are flowing. Everybody's having a good time. At the end of that, roughly 45 minutes, Geraldine, your pixie goes off in your pocket. You just hear what is your pixie ringtone? Is it the default, or would Geraldine have customized it?
Geraldine absolutely would have customized it. It's probably a pop culture reference. Is there the equivalent of the Kim Possible ringtone?
Yeah, we'll say that instead of
Jim probable.
Jim likely.
Jim likely.
Yeah, instead of do 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 do, it's
Oh my
do,
gosh,
do,
is that
do.
James Probable's theme? James Probable's entering at number 30 in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, instead of do 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 do, it's do 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 do.
Fair enough.
So that goes off in your pocket, and you look, and it's just a text from Jax that says, "I said they would be there before sundown, not that you could wait until sundown." Full stop.
Judy's gonna read
it's at
this.
that moment that you remember, shit.
Can't wait. to
Life
shoot her.
360.
Yeah.
Like they're like tracking apps for location tracking.
That thought.
What time
well,
of day
actually, I
is
don't
it
know.
right now?
Right now it's
Like, how
about
much time has passed?
we'll say about 2 hours since the initial thing, so like 2.5 hours, so it's like 3 o'clock.
Fucked. And sundown's at like 8 or 9?
Sometimes at like 8 or 9, but you can obviously tell that like you're just chilling somewhere and not going out to wait in a field.
Yeah, that's fine.
Leaves on red.
GB absolutely does not have read receipts on. Uh,
It'd be red.
in fact, I'm pretty sure her phone's probably on vibrate only. But
Probably.
Jim, probably.
GB's gonna reply and just say,
probably.
all right.
Hey, Mo.
And that's it.
K.
Okay, Lilith says ratio.
Almost
Hey,
/ get fucked.
almost immediately the follow-up text is, let me rephrase that. You go there now or you don't come back. She appears to be like putting her foot down of like, if you're looking to prove something to me, you're gonna listen to me. And this is for the first time in a while, this is like, oh, this is the Jax that I remember.
Yeah, it was like,
this is the Jax who like used to say, oh, it was okay to do stuff, and then use that as blackmail against me with our parents. Kind of Jax.
yeah. Well, it looks like we need to leave. Like, really soon? And I'm gonna sort of just like she's gonna put her pixie in like the middle of the table so everyone can like see the message.
Yeah.
And go, so
I'm bad at reading upside down. What's it say?
GB's
Says
gonna
we
read
have
it word for
to
word.
go. Yeah.
But are we done eating?
At this point, yeah, like most of the food is gone. There's maybe still like 1 or 2 crab legs, maybe some like seaweed that's not been finished, a couple of jellyfish fries, or like the crumbs of jellyfish fries at the bottom of the basket.
Can Kronk use a crab leg as an improvised weapon?
Do you know how fragile a crab leg is after it's been cooked?
A claw, on the other hand.
Yeah, claw's different.
It's the claw.
Disappointing.
Fucking Kronk pulls out a crab leg like it's a dagger and goes to stab someone and just mush.
And then he takes it, he eats it, gains the benefits of a long rest right in front of their eyes.
That wasn't for you.
A long rest crab claw.
A long Rangoon.
GB's gonna sort of like look around, see that everyone's just about done, and see if she can like catch the attention of any of like the wait staff, or like if she can like make eye contact with the person who was.
Yeah, the entrance
Reception.
to the kitchen is on this level. So you guys are like, there's constantly staff going in and out serving. So yeah, it's pretty easy. You get the attention of one of the people.
GB's gonna ask if we can just like get the check and like if where they want us to pay, etc.
She brings over the check for everything. It's only 25 gold pieces.
GB will put her card down.
She takes the card, brings back the card machine, just says like, are you okay with tapping? Taps it, gives you back the card, puts the bill down, and just like starts immediately tidying up the table for you guys to go and do whatever you need to do. She like, on the way out, she thanks you all for coming, and then as you head out the doors. Quickest way to the airship travel would be Skycart. If you go there now, you could probably get to the place within the hour. As long as there's not like, as long as you're not like waiting on a Skycart to return. Sorry, not Skycart. One of the personal blimps
airships,
to return.
yeah. I will communicate that to the group and start kind of anxiously, not really saying much, but just like anxiously heading to the station.
Yeah, doing the thing that a mother does whenever like she's like behind the schedule on like on a vacation, where she can like let's go, come on, follow me, and just charging ahead.
Yeah.
You all get on the Sky Cart, head on. It's minimal money, so I'm not going to be bothering about it. As you all get off the Sky Cart, walk another couple of minutes, you arrive at this very large building, but it's like one floor, but it's a large flat building, and you can see on top of it a number of, they almost look like floating gondolas with these huge balloons attached. And it's, as you go into it, you see everything, and an individual comes up to you. He seems to be a furbolg, but a really skinny one. Quite tall, but very skinny. He almost looks like a cow-like Slender Man almost. And he kind of like looks. He like slants his way over and he walks and he goes, hi there. Is there anything like? Are you guys looking for some travel?
Yeah, we need to get to this location. And
he takes the
paper.
He takes the paper and he goes, oh yeah, we can do that. That'll take about 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. Are you looking for it to be a tour, or are you wanting to be dropped off?
Just a drop off would be great.
Of course. And is it the party that I see before me?
Yeah, the 5 of us.
5 people. Is there anything you would like on your journey? Would you like any snacks, refreshments, drinks? Would you like any of the specialty models we have? There's one with a hot tub. There's one with sleeping cabins. There's I don't.
Hot tub.
Yeah, for some reason people like to be in a hot tub in the sky.
That's exactly
Is there like one with
hot
like
tub.
an outdoor area of it?
We do have an open top transport if you're looking to feel the wind in your hair and the flies in your teeth. But you know, it depends.
Enough protein for today.
The hot tub model, if you're looking for a one hot tub model, then it has one open section, because we're not going to put a hot tub inside a building.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a 2 hot tub model, then it's got 2 open sections. And if you're looking for a 3 hot tub model, then it doesn't have an inside seating part. It's up to you.
I mean, it's only a half hour. Kyler, do you need a hot tub? Do you want a hot tub?
I'd like a hot tub.
All right,
Well,
we'll get
let's
like.
go. We need the hot tub.
Okay, just like one though. Just one hot tub will be good.
Okay, yeah, fine, I suppose.
Our hot tubs usually fit between 4 to 6 people anyway.
It looks like it'll fit the group.
It looks like it'll fit most of you if your friend there doesn't get in, but if he gets in, somebody'll probably have to sit out unless one of you can somehow make yourself smaller.
No.
We'll figure it out. Just one
None
is
of us
fine.
can,
We'll figure it out.
Believe it or not, no one.
One of you can.
Yeah, I can be small.
I also have the reduced size ability. hidden somewhere in
Getting-
wild magic tables.
Getting flaccid,
Somewhere.
Kronk,
Literally.
getting flaccid does not count as reduced size. I am a spellcaster. I can cast enlarge only on one part of my body, though. Okay, yeah. So, for that transport for a luxury one hot tub model, it is going to be 750 gold.
She'll just.
yeah.
Did she get like a corporate?
We all
card
just
or
turn
anything?
and look at TP like.
Not from
Not from Jax?
No.
Well,
Jax is very much being, if you're wanting to prove it to me, don't come here asking for the family's money.
well, it's Daddy's money anyway. So she'll use the same card she always uses.
Yeah, fine. That's absolutely fine. He scans the card, takes the payment. We do have one of our luxury models available currently. Are you looking for your transport now or at a prearranged time?
Now would be great.
Of course, come with me. And he leads you out, up the stairs, onto this open rooftop. And there's just, there's maybe 12 or 13 personal blimps that are just sitting here. The bottoms are carved to be like these large gondolas that have like a roof on them. So you can, there's like inside seating areas. There's ones that don't have any roof on them. There's ones that have like half covered with a roof and then like a hot tub on either end. Yours specifically is like 2/3 covered with a roof and then like a section for a quite a large hot tub. That he takes you over to. He pulls down the ladders, and you guys climb up onto it. And he just says, "Have any of you been on one of these before, or do you need a little explanation?"
I have. I'm guess. Go ahead and go through the explanation.
So these are unmanned vehicles. There will be nothing piloting this. The system itself will take the location that I put into it and it will fly you there and fly you back. Because of this, there is a time limit. You can only go 3 hours in one direction and 3 hours back. So a total of 6 hours. Yours is only 30 minutes, so there's no problem there. If the system itself cannot detect a safe place to land, there will be one of two options. A large rope will be dropped from the side of the airship to the ground, which you can slide down in a comedic fireman-like fashion, swinging wildly in the wind. Or, if you check here into the cabins, and he points to like a cabin that's like above into the cabins, there's at any given time 15 parachutes that you can use to jump off of the edge and land wherever you like. By agreeing to get on to the airship here, what you are agreeing to is that if you die by falling off, we have no responsibility. We believe that you should be smart enough to not dangle yourself over the edge. If any damage occurs, we will be asking for compensation, but that's something we will deal with when the time comes. Other than that, please enjoy your flight, and if you come back, I will see you then. If not, well, I hope you're still alive. Have a good one, folks. And he, ushers you all up onto the airship, rolls up the rope ladder that dropped down, and you hear him pull across this kind of large wooden slide, press a bunch of buttons, and you assume the navigation system is built into the side so that people can't hijack the airship and just start telling it to go all these other places. Slides it back across. And as you're all sitting there, the first thing probably Lilith notices is that there's a small changing area at the back for you to get into a bathing suit. if you decide to get into the hot tub.
Lilith changes like a sim. She just jumps and spins and is instantly into whatever outfit she wants.
Kyler's getting in the armor. That's just...
I was gonna say, power move. Lilith just removes all of her clothing and
Yeah.
gets in the hot tub,
Yeah,
She's
I feel like
not
GB's
changing.
not changing. She's just like
stripping and getting into the hot tub.
yeah, exactly.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Not looking at anybody, just clothes off and walks
Yep.
directly into the hot tub.
Drazian looks and very quickly like strips down to the underwear and just like
the
hops into
comedic
the
bit
hot
where
tub.
the pant gets stuck on the leg.
Yeah,
like, you're
yeah,
fine.
literally.
To the ground.
Hello.
Yes, first. the t-shirt, like the top comes off outside of the seated area and the wind catches it and just blows it away.
Frog looks down and because everybody else is instantly taking off all of their clothes, and Kronk looks down and goes, "Well, I guess I can't get in the hot tub. I'm not wearing anything under the sweatpants."
Kyler's in full armor. It's sitting there with the in full armor, is like
I feel like
up to the gills. Just
it's in full armor. Kronk just like, I feel like you just lay next to the hot tub and like put your finger in it and just like, that's you just like sitting there.
Kronk does the thing
my
of like
entire
pulling his
8-foot frame is laying in a straight line up to the hot tub, so it kind of looks like a lollipop, and I'm the stem, and I just like have my head just like peeking over, and I'm just like pawing at the water like a small animal.
I was imagining Kronk just pulling the sweatpants up to his knee and just putting his like feet in.
His legs in, yeah, like sitting on the edge.
Dangling his feet in. Like,
No, because if I pulled it up that high, then my dick would be out.
True. We all know it's strapped. It's like tucked into like a leather strap around your ankle.
You gotta wrap it around the calf sometimes.
Yeah.
Why are you limping? I saw Lilith without any clothes on. I'm being constricted.
Everybody does whatever they do to get into the hot tub. You relax. You enjoy your time in the hot tub.
Our half-hour commute.
The half-hour commute, where I'm going to say Lilith has probably just like walked like bare naked into the hot tub and just planted herself beside the little controls so that
Lilith's naked.
Lilith is naked.
Yeah, like
Lilith
GB
has
is
no
still
clothes
in
on.
like bra and panties style. Like,
Oh no, Lilith is there. She wasn't wearing anything under her clothes.
oh no. Okay, yeah, GB didn't quite do that.
No, Lilith. Yeah, Lilith is like.
Lilith places herself directly in
She
front
doesn't
of one
give
of the
a
spouts
fuck.
and says, "Everyone look away."
Wait, what?
In front of one of the spouts. Just stays straight face the whole time.
Hurts the jets on high. Everyone get out of my fucking hot tub.
I am busy.
See?
I'm having enrichment time in my enclosure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Lilith has like planted herself beside the like control panel and has control of the hot tub.
Turn it up to its ungodly hot. Like, it is the hottest hot tub that you've ever been in.
Lilith took a level in Artificer just to override the controls of the hot tub. Lilith, I think my skin's turning red and I'm a rock. How are you still alive?
1 second, you guys have hot tub banter. Amara's crying.
Drazen has
crying.
just planted himself beside Lilith and is very happy because it's that whole like boyfriend thing of
I've got
like
a hot naked girl next to me.
yeah, of like no matter how many times you've seen your girlfriend naked, every time you see her naked, it's like, oh my fucking god, it's that whole thing. So Drazian's just sitting there very happy.
Now I wish we had a hot tub.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
Dude,
are we selling out?
Yes.
Alaska
hot tub stream. D&D
when?
hot tub stream when?
I'll come
Oh,
visit
wait.
you guys.
I'm
We'll
gonna
go
go get
get
sushi.
we'll go get like a little cabin or something with a hot tub. It'll be adorable.
Please,
And that's
that would
where
be so
The
amazing.
three of us
And then
will
we
stream
will all
D&D
get
from.
so many donations.
Now I'm over here.
Oh my god.
Now
Portal.
I'm over here.
Wow, you're in 1080.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Wow.
So much better.
Alaska's.
As long as Alaska doesn't show feet.
Well, you
Mad
could
that
be
you can't
like,
show feet, but you can be in a hot tub. That's kind of
Yeah.
strange.
You can show a lot, just not toes, not for free. Not on this site.
we could risk the amount of ban that we would get for the amount of donations required to flash a titty, right? Like,
No.
Can
No.
you? Like, titties are pretty
there was
affordable
somebody
even if
who
you're
had
paying for
sex
them.
on Twitch and got unbanned in 7 days. So I'm saying if there was a stretch goal for a titty be-out-a-thon, you feel me?
Christ.
The ban would be look. Look, I'm trying to find ways to make money. Best Buy's cut my hours significantly.
Just become a sexy receptionist like I'm doing tomorrow.
A sexy receptionist at Best Buy?
At anywhere, really.
Alaska and I are about to start stabbing people who don't eat sushi. I don't know how long Lux is going to be though.
So yeah, chilling in the hot tub. That is what we're all doing.
5
right
feet
now.
apart. Because you're not gay.
I don't
Speak
know
for
that anybody
yourself.
in this
Now like 5 feet apart. We are all incredibly
We are all like on each other.
Yes, we
But,
are.
like, platonically, but like, what if it was like just as friends though?
Oh, for
I mean,
fuck's sake, not this
Just
again.
as friends.
Trina's in the hot tub as well. I don't know how to tell you this.
Platonic
but-
oral.
Yeah, why can't you
What's-
just fuck your friends?
I feel like you should be able to. That
I mean,
feel
there's
like
plenty
is
of
kind
people
the
who do.
Like the
There are people who do.
hallmark-
Like, this isn't a new concept. This is.
It's
You
the
know,
whole like
providing-
idea of friends with benefits. Like,
It wasn't tax benefits. I'm a friend with benefits. Get to be my friend.
more like a more like man. I
then
need to eat some
fucking,
sushi.
then
The opposite
fucking,
of friends
then
with
fucking.
the drawbacks, I suppose.
I almost said friends with it doesn't fit, but I just didn't think that would be funny.
It's almost funnier that you were like, yeah, it's not funny.
Unsure.
You like scribbles out the joke, crumples it up on a piece of paper, and throws it the fuck away. No, it's not good enough.
Must be funnier. So, if we're thinking that we're gonna get there, and is there anything else we want to? Can we do on the ship?
Not really, no.
I
No.
mean, we're all naked in a hot tub. We could probably do a lot more on this
All right.
ship.
All right. All right.
The gang has an orgy.
God. It took how many episodes?
26.
26 episodes.
Yo, if we get
Absolutely
to episode
tragic.
100 and like fucking 1,000 subs, we'll actually have an orgy on stream.
Oh, God.
Wait, what was the number? What were those numbers?
What?
Tell us by me again.
1,000 tier 3 subs.
Jesus.
Does anybody have 1,000? There are a few people who have 1,000.
Probably the cast is Critical Role, let's be real.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, I would
people-
believe that.
What's their fucking name?
Tier 3s.
Amaranth? Probably.
Yeah.
She
Amaranth probably has
definitely
that.
has 1,000 tier 3 subs.
She won an AVN award. I was very
Did she
excited
really?
about it.
Yo, good
Yeah.
for her.
She won the fan favorites.
Tier 3's 25, isn't it?
hmm
Is it only 25? I thought it was more than that.
You
I
had to do
I thought it
the
was
math
five.
on that.
It's like $4.99 or $5.99, then
Hey, shut
like
the fuck
10,
You
and then
had to do the math
25.
of 25 times 1,000 on your calculator.
up. I wanted the number
Yeah.
in front of me so I wouldn't forget it.
That's so skillish.
I thought it was more. I
It's
thought it was like
2,500.
You didn't know there was a clock in World of Warcraft until a week ago.
What?
And it's been there since 2004.
Oh yeah, no, I
What?
didn't know there was a clock. No.
It shows you server time, right?
Yeah.
You can set it to whatever you want.
Oh, I've always just left it at server time.
Glenn,
Pretty sure
Glenn,
that's-
I'm sorry, but unless
told
you're
me-
working as a doctor consultant, like earning like fucking ridiculous big bucks, you cannot afford that many tier 3 subs.
Yeah,
And,
all
like,
I'm
not
saying
even
is that maybe we
divide.
set the goal at like one person with $25,000 to burn could could make us all orgy it up.
I mean, no.
Yeah, no.
To be fair, I thought tier 3 subs were a lot more expensive than 25 quid.
And we only get 2,500 each from it. No, there's 6 of
Yeah,
us.
I'm sorry. I've had more from things I enjoy more.
Yeah, I thought it was the tier 3 subs were a lot more expensive than that.
I do a lot of things for $25,000. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that would be for the full
25,000,
channel.
but 2,500.
Once
Yeah.
it's split up between everybody,
That's not even rent.
all 6 of us, $2,083
Speak for yourself.
per.
That's like half a
Oh.
that's like half a year's rent. Wait,
Kill
let me see.
myself.
Let me do my math.
It's not even 1 month's rent.
Yeah, I think there's a significant amount of us here who aren't doing math
Yeah, that's-
correctly.
That's half a year's rent for me.
She's considering that it is split up between the 2 of us. She's only considering her half of the rent.
So
Well, I feel like it's
That sounds like a you problem, Chris.
I just feel like it's misrepresenting the problem. You know what I mean? Like you're saying,
Well, it's still saying that's 3 months' rent is still
like it's technically
considerable.
while technically correct.
like that would pay my rent for
that would
6
pay
months.
your rent, but like saying, "Oh, you pay rent for 6 months," like that's
My rent is rent though. Like
y'all see where like the technicality lies here, right?
So there's a touch disingenuous, but it's not incorrect.
I know, and that's where she always gets away with it. It's just a little bit shitty, but it's not wrong.
A little bit shitty.
Big Lilith energy.
Opens notebook to pages of OC signatures. It's not
It
me.
was Alaska's been drawing the story instead
yeah.
of taking.
I know, I've been seeing.
Apologies. Yeah, she had an accident.
Fair enough.
Oh
She's
my
a terrible
god!
driver.
Yeah, I thought she was forklift certified.
No, sorry. She caused an accident.
Oh, she's really gonna get it.
Who did she
gonna
kill
hit
this time?
Chucky Arla.
So I hope you all had some lovely hot tub banter.
Yeah,
Banter.
I hardly
Hardly
know
know
her.
that sounded pained from everybody. Do we have to
Everyone
retire the
was
joke
just
now?
No.
resigned
It was
to the fact that we were about to have to say it.
hardly know her. Like that was maybe it's time to
Eeyore.
fucking retire.
No.
No, it's my voice is just very wrecked because
Joke
I'm
is so
still
funny.
coughing.
It's still
Yes, dear.
Wow.
Yes, dear.
You just
It's so funny. It's so funny. I promise.
wow.
Oh
Oh
my
dear.
gosh.
That's the hot tub banter.
Yeah,
Does
we were.
Lilith still have her guns on her?
This
Even
isn't
when
flying
Are
post
they
9/11,
waterproof?
Yeah.
No, I mean in the hot tub, like
No, but are the
inside.
guns waterproof?
I mean, magical.
There's a man that lives
yeah.
in one of them. Does it matter?
Ah,
Then yes. All of her weapons are still attached. Like 'cause
So
she
she's
has,
got, like,
daggers and stuff.
she's got-
you had to take
Belt.
everything off and then put on the.
those were
like-
all underneath my clothes. Oh, I guess the stuff that was over my no, yeah, she would have taken that off. She didn't put it back on.
Although
But the things that
Wait,
were
hold on.
under her clothing, like I don't know. I'm sure she's got like knives like strapped to her. And
Say that she did put them back on because that's a great idea for a set that you could shoot.
That is an excellent idea.
Anyway.
Anyway,
The half hour is over. Um,
I need like 30 more seconds. I'm almost done.
the half hour is over. As you feel the airship kind of come to a slow stop, it what do you call it? It just stays there and kind of like hangs over the area, which if any of you kind of like look out over the edge, you see does relatively match the map that you were given, Geraldine. It seems to be this kind of inbuilt. It's like the side of a small hill, but there seems to be this large boulder, large collection of like boulders and rocks that have like been ripped up and lifted out of the ground, and there's a hole descending deeper into the hill, which is where you assume this dungeon is. Pardon me.
Welcome to the Dragon Isles, adventurers.
Welcome
That
to the
that
Where we
scroll
dropping,
that
boys?
I have. Is it like an on-use thing, or like, is it like a spell scroll that will disappear after one use, or
the scroll of what? Find
the
object?
the faulty find object?
No,
scroll thingy?
because it's faulty, it can be used as many times.
Okay. Do we know what object we're looking for?
You could ask it. Like again, it's as you saw before, it's very abstract.
No, but like,
Wait.
have we been told like quest-wise?
No.
Oh, okay.
So hold on. If you were a horny fuck and you were like Lilith's boobs, would it show you what they look like?
No, it would show you.
It would show you the room she's in, or
It would show you
like,
the room she's in.
Oh, it's the room it's in. It's not okay. I thought
Yeah.
it showed you just a picture of what it was.
The room or the concept, like
Chris tries
The
to invent
concept
AI
of
falling
Lilith
in a tangent.
I think Geraldine did like show me what I'm looking for, and it was herself.
yeah, no, it was like, oh, I have to remember what the exact wording was. Oh,
Or
but no,
show me
it was
what-
like,
show me what I'm missing.
yeah,
something.
like where, like what like what we're supposed to be doing, or like what the problem is, or how, like what are we supposed to do moving forward? And it was just like a mirror.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, you could potentially just ask it, like, what is the thing that we're looking for? Because it's a faulty scroll, it doesn't show you where it is. It just shows you whatever you kind of ask it. So, like, show me Lilith's boobs. It would probably show you Lilith's boobs in that moment. But if she's wearing clothes, it's just going to show you her chest with the clothes on it.
Is that enough? Is that?
For Kronk, probably.
So that does bring up another question. I have these gloves, right? What constitutes a punch or like a hit, an unarmed strike? If I'm beating my meat with these gloves, every stroke do I have to roll a 1d100?
Unless you are
If I'm
violent.
clapping my hands, if I'm punching
No.
my hand threateningly,
No, anything that constitutes an attack.
I can say there has to be some intentionality to it.
OJ Simpson over here? Jesus Christ.
Intent with harm to kill.
oh wow. With harm
Damn.
to harm.
Harm to like seriously harm, yeah.
Huh.
She
So
asked
would it
me-
work if
she
it was
asked
I
me
was
to slap
punching a
her in
punching
bed.
bag?
She asked me to slap her in bed. I did. She got teleported to the nth dimension.
So
With intent to harm, aiming to kill.
if I was punching a punching bag,
It wouldn't, because that's training.
okay.
If you're punching it to try and break the punching bag,
If I was slapping an ass,
no.
what if I was trying to annihilate that booty though? Like I wound up.
No.
The answer is no.
I'm just trying to create a scenario in which I hit a booty so hard I change gender.
I can introduce you to some
It's a
Reddit.
non-zero number,
What?
but it's very low.
You know what? Fuck
Because that would be
Chris. As you are like right, like as the airship stops, and like everybody's, people maybe starting to get clothes back on. Everybody's deciding. Like there's an area, so the airship is going to land as soon as you tell it to, because there's like a button that says like landing. But as everybody else is waiting, because you didn't need to get changed, you didn't go back inside. As you're waiting for everybody else to finish getting their clothes or do whatever back on, a mosquito begins to buzz around your head. It's irritating you, and it's right there, and it's like at one point it lands on you and it goes to sink. It's
This is a self-insert for sure. Fucking hate mosquitoes. Me and Kronk, we're homies on this. Fuck mosquitoes. Kronk just wham, just like absolutely annihilates this mosquito.
Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
Okay, just like a
Just
let me
standard
do
attack.
an unarmed strike here. That is a 23 to hit the mosquito.
It doesn't hit.
The
It
mosquito's
does not
AC.
hit. AC of mosquito 25 has boots
Honestly,
of
though,
evasion.
probably is, because how many times do you try to kill a mosquito and it
It's only
does
1
not
HP
die?
though, so if you hit it, it's dead. But it's
Two
really high.
HP.
2 HP.
Casted Shedinja.
You have a fucking
Ninja.
stat block for the
It's Terra Electric Shedinja with air balloon.
Brilliant.
So, because there's a swarm of mosquitoes as well, but yes, a singular mosquito is armor class 14, hit points 2, speed 10 feet, movement walking, but 40 feet flying. The only attack it has is blood drain.
Alright, I suppose that makes sense. So I do hit it then.
You
It does
hit it.
kill it because my base damage is 7.
Go ahead and
bludgeoning.
roll. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Okay. It's a 32.
So there is no wild magic this time, but every time you attack, there will be a chance. So
So and our magic number is 69. Is that what we decided? Not a 1, not a 100, but a 69.
A 69. Incredible.
'cause if anything, you're actually more likely to get a 1 or a 100 than a 69, because you need like 0, 0. Do you know what I mean? Which is more likely to show up than a 6 and a 9, considering all the other combinations. It sounds weird, but there is math behind it.
Interesting. So it's not actually a 1 in 100 chance.
No, it's like it's the same way.
Not when you roll 2 die.
Yeah, it's the same way. Like a D20 isn't actually a 1 in 20 chance, because every time you roll it, you're not eliminating something else. You're starting a new roll.
Man.
So, do you know what I mean? It's because
No,
otherwise,
not
every
on that
20
one. I don't.
My brain hurts.
Same.
You just
otherwise-
did that so-
otherwise, every 20 rolls you would be guaranteed to roll a 20. But because there's no elimination of chance, and it's a new thing each time, it's like there's a term.
You're basically guaranteed to roll a 20 in 20 rolls, but it's not guaranteed. Look, because
Yeah. Logic
I mean-
dictates that 1 in 20 of those rolls, if you say 1 in 20, should be a 20. But
But it's
because
not.
because of a D20, it's not.
It is and it isn't. It's like yeah.
There is a term for it, but I cannot remember it right now.
I just rolled.
So anyway, no matter
I
wild
did
magic
get
happens.
2 natural 20s when
Yes.
I rolled.
20 D20s. Yes, no magic happens.
Watching all of the dice just cover his screen.
It's very
So
He went,
funny.
I got a 226, if you're curious.
So with that, um, you don't see anybody currently at the entrance of the dungeon. But the airship begins to descend and lands. Probably for those of you who have a higher intelligence, the most impressive part of all of this was the fact that there was very little to no turbulence, and that none of the water from the hot tub spilled. Because when you think about how air travel should be,
How air
having
travel is.
yeah, how air travel is, there shouldn't be able to have a hot tub that high moving without turbulence and like again, can't remember the term, but you know what I mean. So yeah, the airship descends.
Jar was scapping.
Well, you all get out of the airship, and the little kind of wooden slide slides open, and there's just blinking words on a screen that says "return" with a question mark. And there's like two buttons. It's like a green button and a red button. So if you're sending it back, feel free. But if not, it will be here for the next like 2.5 hours.
Do we think we should send it back?
At the 3-hour mark, it will send itself back regardless. So it's up to you.
I'll just leave it for now.
Okay. Then, as you leave the airship there, you walk over to the entrance to the dungeon, and you kind of set yourselves up to wait for a bit. And as you're waiting, as time passes, as the day kind of goes on, time gets a little bit, like the day gets a little bit darker. We'll say about 5 p.m. You see 2 vehicles roll up to your location. One, a sleek black Towns car, and the other, a very posh, nice looking carriage drawn by an equine creature that none of you recognize. And from these 2 vehicles step out the 2 individuals. As you step out, as they step out and they look over towards the group, they kind of rush each other and like they race to get closer to the group. And by the time they actually get to you all, they are out of breath and like panting very heavily, and they go and they both say at the same time, "Hello?" And then look at the other person for saying the same thing that they said, and there's like anger in their eyes. There's hatred in their eyes. And that's where we're going to leave it, with these 2 being annoyed at each other. Next week, we will have playing these 2 very annoyed individuals will be Katie and Ben from Amateurist Productions.
Yeah.
So
Yay!
that will be that will be very fun.
They are both excellent D&D players and absolute fucking joy. So that'll be very fun to see how that dynamic goes. Because for those of you that don't know, Ben and Katie are actually married. So that dynamic of them playing like 2 like characters that hate each other's guts is going to be very funny.
Yeah. So yes, thank you everybody for coming once again. Very glad to be back. Very glad to not be ill anymore.
Glad you're feeling better.
I am
Yeah,
also
man.
glad. Um, all going well. We will see you on Friday for Eurolinus.
Yeah.
There-
Oh, are we doing
You
table
and
talk
eight.
this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are due to table
Okay.
talk, so we will be here for table talk on Tuesday.
Beautiful.
There'll be a table talk on Tuesday. If I feel like it, I've been getting back into Magic the Gathering. I might play some Magic Arena on the channel at some point.
Hell,
There you go.
Very fun game. Highly recommend anybody getting into it if you haven't. It's free. Magic Arena is free. There's a bunch of codes you can get so you can start creating decks and like playing, and it's very, very fun.
Speaking
We
of older
will-
games that we're getting into, Alaska and I have started playing Diablo 3 again.
Yes.
Well, preparing for Diablo 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
And it's the anniversary event right now, so you can get a lot of like
Good items.
stuff that's hard to get stuff.
Old gifts.
Gifts.
So she got me leveling up a character now, and now I like playing Diablo 3 on the PlayStation, so good gravy.
who are we gonna raid out to then?
I say we raid out to Amateurs Productions because they're still...
They will be here next week.
Yes.
They will be here next
Oh,
week. You can
hell
go
yeah.
meet them, and you can go and tell them that you're excited to see them on the stream. So much love, everybody. Please have a wonderful couple of days until we see you next. Take your medication if you haven't taken your medication.
Whoops!
Drink some water.
Yep.
Chris.
That explains so much. That explains so much of this episode for me.
Go take your medication. Go drink some water. Go get some food. We love you.
I rolled 100 D100 and didn't get a 69.
We appreciate you. And goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye.